Here in Pittsburgh, two Hall of Famers hold the future of baseball in their hands. Past Futures games have featured current All-Stars like the Mets' Jose Reyes, an MVP of this game in 2002. The Phillies' Chase Utley, and Joe Mauer of the Twins. Here at PNC Park, the future All-Stars are going to be on display. Through the years, we've seen some of the biggest names in baseball take part in this event. They all started right here in the Futures game, and they have moved on to become today's Major League All-Stars. Who'll be the next star? Watch and see. It's the 2006 Futures game next. Beautiful aerial shot. This is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Welcome to ESPN's All-Star Futures game. It's presented by XM Satellite Radio. This city is ready to host for this week the All-Stars. These are the stars of the future. This is the Futures game representing the world and representing Team USA. Great to have you with us, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, along with Steve Phillips. This is the stage for these young players whose names you're going to be hearing about for a long time around Major League Baseball. But for right now, they are the stars of the minor league. Steve, we were talking about this Team USA lineup. It is loaded with power.
Well, it starts with the leadoff hitter, Stephen Drew, Arizona Diamondbacks prospect, the shortstop, the brother of J.D. Drew and Tim Drew, left-handed hitting shortstop. He flashes the leather, puts the ball in play. He can run. He can do it all. And if he gets on base, look for the Kansas City Royals slugger, Alex Gordon, third baseman, first pick for them last year. He's playing at Double-A already. He could be in the big leagues very quickly. The future is now in Kansas City, and Team USA, a lot of offensive punch.
Don't forget the Team World. You may not hear the names as often. You may not know about their past. That's what we're going to tell you about today. But be reminded, these players come with a wealth of talent.
They have some offense as well. First baseman Joey Votto from Canada, a product of the Cincinnati Reds organization. Playing at the Double-A level, 19 home runs already this year, hitting over 320. He plays some solid defense at first base as well. And on the mound today, it shouldn't be a surprise, the Detroit Tigers are represented by another power arm pitcher, Humberto Sanchez. Explosive fastball, good breaking ball. He's in Triple-A. He wants to show well here and hopefully find his way to Detroit and maybe pitch for the Tigers down the stretch.
Couple of All-Stars, former and now Hall of Famers. Gary Carter, Ferguson Jenkins will be doing the managing of these two teams. And you're going to see some baseball played because all of these players know this is a great chance for them to make their mark in the eyes of both their organizations and all of Major League Baseball. Team USA, Team World. You sign the autographs. You take things home, you get your pictures taken, and then you play some baseball. And that's what we're going to see next.
And it is gone! Big Papi David Ortiz! A walk-off home run! He lines it into the hit.
Follow your favorite Major League Baseball team with XM Satellite Radio. Every team, wherever you are, with the first live portable satellite radio and MP3 player in one, only from XM Satellite Radio.
Driving with confidence starts at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Now through July 29th, get $50 off standard brake service, backed by our 1-year nationwide warranty. From the Brake Pros since 1926. That's confidence. That's Firestone Complete Auto Care.
In an active life, athlete's foot can break your rhythm. Lamisil AT treats it 4 times faster than other leading products, so you get results on the bottom that work their way to the top. Lamisil AT. Go on with the rhythm of life.
I'm Jim Cook. I homebrewed the first batch of Samuel Adams in my kitchen.
6 weeks after he started the business, Samuel Adams Boston Lager took the Best Beer in America award.
We have an employee homebrew competition here at Sam Adams.
People get better every year.
And that is good.
This year we're inviting homebrewers everywhere to enter the competition.
We've done it, now it's your turn.
There'll be 2 winners, and their beers will be brewed from national release.
Get your homebrew kit and instructional video at samadams.com.
Just brew it.
Yeah.
Quikrete Concrete. For over 60 years, it's been used by just about everyone for just about everything. Quikrete, king of the concrete jungle.
XM Satellite Radio All-Star Futures Game is brought to you by XM Satellite Radio, the exclusive satellite radio home of Major League Baseball.
We welcome you back to Pittsburgh. It is a beautiful summer day here. A little mist in the sky, a little overcast, but very comfortable for this All-Star Futures game that's going to be played here at PNC Park. And you're going to see a couple of Hall of Famers who will be on the field and in the dugout today. More on that from Duke Castiglione. Duke?
That's right, Gary. I had a chance to talk to Gary Carter and asked him, what advice as a Hall of Famer and a manager of this team are you going to give these kids? He said, I'm going to tell them, take a look around at this beautiful ballpark, that beautiful facility you have inside. That's what it's like all over the big leagues. It's not like that in the minor leagues. And Ferguson Jenkins, the manager of the World Team, I thought had some great advice. He said, I'm going to tell these kids the same thing Dick Allen and I used to say to each other in the mid-'60s coming up through the minor leagues. Get to the big leagues and stay there. It's a lot better taking planes than it is to bus from town to town. Fellas?
A lot more meal money, too.
That's for sure.
That's for sure. What a great ballpark this is. You take a look, see that city skyscape. There is Ferguson Jenkins, the Hall of Famer, elected in '91. He is from Canada and the first member of the Hall of Fame to come from our neighbor to the north. Here's the lineup that he will have out on the field today. We're going to have to see whether or not this lineup has got the kind of power that's needed in it. Left-hander, Minnesota. He's in double A ball. The Jetkin right now at the top of the order. Chen will be batting right-handed. He is at double A ball, San Antonio in the Seattle organization. Voda's got good power. That's why he's third in the order. Cincinnati prospect in double A ball. Followed by Joel Guzman. He will be coming from Las Vegas for triple A ball. Carlos Gonzalez, left-handed hitter, Arizona prospect, who is playing in A ball right now. Take a look at someone who played in the Dutch Olympic program. Vladimir Valentin, right-handed batter. San Antonio, double A ball where he is now. Defensive expert will be working behind the plate. Guitarist, left-handed hitter, double A ball. San Diego is the organization he's working with. Here's a defensive expert as well. You'll see at shortstop who has got a tremendous glove. We hope we'll have a chance to see that put to work today. And how about Jose Tabata, who is only 17 years old, playing A-ball, New York Yankee prospect. He will be the youngest of the ball players that we're going to see out there. There's your start for the world. Now, everybody will get a chance to play. Talking with Ferguson Jenkins and Gary Carter before the game, they were going over these names with the coaches to decide how they would get everybody in, particularly the pitchers. You probably see only working one inning each once we get through the starters. So for them, pitchers in particular, they know the time to shine not going to be very long. Escobar on the right-hand side over there, Yunel Escobar, will be working some infield. Outstanding glove. I'd like to see him get a chance to play some defense in this game. And for Team USA, one of the big names, Jason Hirsh, will be making the start on the mound.
Well, 21-year-old right-hander, the best pitching prospect in the Houston Astros organization, moved up to AAA, having a fantastic season. Command and control, not overpowering stuff, but able to maintain his velocity for deep into the game.
He knows he'll probably get a couple of innings worth of work in this game. And the object, as we said, is to get everybody in so they have a chance to show what they can do, but it's a limited opportunity. Defensively, Team USA is pretty solid behind Hirsh.
Well, I tell you, a lot of athletic ability out there. And you look at J.D. Drew, the shortstop, outstanding defensive player. Alex Gordon, the future of the Kansas City Royals. And these outfielders, what tools these guys have. You're going to see them cover a lot of ground out there as you see the minor league's finest. Great tools, speed, power, arm strength. They can do it all.
And all of us at ESPN having our prayers and thoughts today, as we have every day. Peter Gammons, our colleague, who continues in recovery. And we know this is an event that he treasured. He would be here working with us if, in fact, he were able to do so. We know Peter's listening today from the intensive care unit, and we wish him well, and we want you to know we're thinking of you.
Well, that's exactly right. We miss him. He's been up here in this booth, and he loves this game. He loves the young prospects and gets to know them now, so he has relationships when they become major league players. And he's gotten a lot of call from some of these young kids and from major league players alike.
So you're in our thoughts today as we get set to go. Be a gentle breeze blowing out towards center or left field primarily to start this game. Team World trails in the series. This is the 8th time that this series has been held. The U.S. has a 4-3 advantage in that. There will be an MVP that's named after Larry Doby, the great Cleveland Indian player. That will be announced at the end of this game, so all these players start with an opportunity to get that done as well. Olchin will be leading it off. Trent Olchin will make the start in left field. Hirsh is ready to go, and we are underway in our Futures All-Star game, and a strike called. Chris Conroy out of the Eastern League working the plate. From New Britain, where he's hitting .293, a homer, and 23 RBIs on the season. And we will talk about the organizations that these players are in. Those of you as fans will be eyeing the players of the teams that you cheer for. That one is fouled back over the screen.
Olchin from Australia, and the Minnesota Twins have always had a presence down there and brought some players in and continued to try to scout down there. They have a scout in place down there. They sent some cross-checkers down and brought Olchin back, a guy who can really run. Tim Bogar for the U.S. team says Olchin's a guy that's been real tough in the Eastern League. Gets on base, does a lot of things, not many holes in his game.
Played for Australia, the 2004 Summer Olympics. Lifts that one out towards center field. Marvin moves over and will put it away, and Hirsh gets the first out on a fly ball to center. A fair yard that's .399 to straightaway center field. You've got a little short porch down the left field side, but otherwise this is a pretty fair yard for pitchers and hitters.
Pretty fair. I think left-handed hitters tend to like the .320 down the line, although there's a high wall there, but you see a lot of lefties going deep, hitting the ball out into the water.
And if you're playing out there in right field, you got a shot off that wall, too, that you have to learn off that scoreboard out there when you're playing defensively. Here is Chad. He'll be playing at second base, starting this ball game for the World team. Hirsch's delivery misses down low. Los Angeles Dodgers will be well represented here. San Antonio, Double-A ball is where Chen is playing. The Mariners, the organization that he is in. He is from Taiwan. Hirsh with a fastball back over the screen and a 1-1 strike count.
We talk about the stadium here, and for a lot of these minor league players have never played in major league stadiums before. One of the things that's difficult to adjust is the third tier of the seating, the third level of the seats. They don't have that in minor league ballparks, so being able to read the ball off the bat, pick it up, is a challenge sometimes.
22-year-old hitter will pop that one up in the air again towards center field, not deep. It's about as straight away as you can get it out there. Again, Marvin is able to make the play. Hirsh gets 2 outs and a couple of fly balls.
Now, Jason Hirsh is a guy we've got to talk about. I mean, he is really the top prospect in the Astros organization right now. 6'8", 250. They love the angles he can generate with that size. A guy that's going to have an impact on that team, possibly this year, but most certainly next year. Is the unlikelihood of Roger Clemens pitching beyond this season. Jason Hirsh is a part of the future for the Astros organization.
He's got a mid-90s fastball that he uses, a curveball that's about 10 miles an hour less, and a very good changeup and slider to go with it. Here is Joey Votto. Chattanooga, Double-A ball that he's playing in. Votto takes the pitch outside. He was in the 2006 Double-A All-Star game this season. He is with the Cincinnati organization. Voto's got some power, obviously, from the spot that he is hitting in the lineup. And Hirsh misses down low as he tripped a little on the delivery. 2-1.
Voto struggled a little bit last year. Part of it was because he struggled against left-handed pitching. I talked about him today, and he said, look, my numbers aren't great so far this year, but they're giving me a chance to work through it. And that's the only way young lefties figure it out, is to get a chance to hit against them in the minor leagues. This guy's got a chance to break into that club in a couple years.
Voto on the inside-out swing will foul that one back. You understand the pressure that these players are under. Ferguson Jenkins, the manager for the World team, talking with him before the game today, he said, I had a meeting with him earlier today, and the thing I told him was try and keep yourself within the position that made you what you are as a player. Stay within yourself in this game. That is easy to say, but hard to do when the adrenaline is pumping when you're in this yard.
I mean, these kids were so fun to be around down there. They're so excited. Their jaws are open looking at the stadium. I mean, this is a beautiful ballpark. They haven't played in. A lot of them have not played in major league stadiums before, and you're right. They want to prove what they can do, and to do that, sometimes you try to do too much. Stay within yourself.
Voto leads everybody on this World team in hits. That one is just foul. He's got 109. Playing a Double-A ball this year with that great .327 average, 56 RBIs. He's also the #1 player on this team, World team, in home runs, as he has picked up 19. He'll be followed by Vladimir Valentin, who's got 14. Those are the 2 home run leaders from this season, from their regular season play. Voto waiting on a 2-2 pitch. That one again to center field. That one, though, is going to fall in for a base hit. So there's the first base runner, a 2-out single by Voto here in the first inning.
Well, it's a good piece of hitting, too. We saw him fight off a lot of different pitches. and a guy with power who's willing to go the other way. He used the whole field, had a two-strike approach where he said, I'm going to go up the middle with it. Good piece of hitting by Voto.
Voto's on at first base. Hirsh has had everything up the middle. 2 fly balls to dead center and a base hit just behind second base. Joel Guzman, there you see the numbers for him playing at Triple-A ball, where he is batting at .280. The Los Angeles organization, 73 hits on the year. On-base percentage of .340. He's got a runner on at first base here. Hirsh out of the stretch, and it's foul back.
Well, I'll tell you, this big guy, 6'6", he was a shortstop. They just finally moved him off a shortstop. The Dodgers signed Rafael Furcal. They said, we've got to find another position. They played him some at third, played him in the outfield, playing mostly in the outfield so far this season, playing at third base today. But he's in the lineup for his bat. He's got some thump.
0-1 count on him. Guzman waiting on it, takes it up high. At the time he signed, he had a $2.25 million signing bonus, and it was a record for an International League player. He grew up very close to Alfonso Soriano in the Dominican and is making the same kind of money already. He fouls that one off. I mean, that tells you what the scouts in the organization think of him, 1 and 2.
Well, he's an interesting kid because, you know, we hear a lot about kids from the Dominican who come from poor backgrounds. He's a little bit different. Both his parents were teachers. He ended up, with his signing bonus, putting his 2 sisters through college. His father went and got his law degree on his signing bonus. I don't know if he got any use of that signing bonus yet, but everybody else is enjoying it pretty much.
His whole family loves him, I'll tell you that.
Putting it to a good cause, getting an education.
1-2 pitch, slider that misses outside, and it goes to a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Speaks fluent English. Had a nice conversation with him down there. He was the minor league player of the year for the Dodgers a couple years ago, and a guy that they're hoping to find a position, let him grow into a big part of that cast of big prospects the Dodgers have. He can swing the bat.
2-ball, 2-strike count. The runner on at first base. Voto back to the bag. Guzman, opportunity here to keep a rally going with 2 down to try and get on. Hirsh, you've seen him throw the couple of good fastballs, a good slider down and away on a pitch before. See what he uses on the 2-2. He comes at dead red, and he got him. So Hirsh gets his first strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on as Guzman is retired. PNC Park, Pittsburgh. Willie Starch will talk about knocking balls into the river. He is remembered here and will be especially this.
Check it. The new caramel chip cheesecake blizzard at Dairy Queen. Rich chunks of cheesecake, smooth caramel, and luscious chocolate chips. Sorry.
A dandruff shampoo feeling this good? New Head & Shoulders Ocean Lift. It gives you a healthy scalp and hair that's revitalized with an invigorating scent that's quite unexpected. New Head & Shoulders Ocean Lift. Surprise yourself.
Extra Cool Watermelon presents remarkably long-lasting moments. For flavor that never quits, try Extra Cool Watermelon.
Come visit the Cox Communications store in Irvine's Quail Hill Village Center. Experience the latest in Cox digital services on state-of-the-art equipment. Check out the blazing speed of Cox high-speed internet and get a free modem when you sign up. Limited time offer while supplies last. Today's the day to find out how you can save with the Cox Connections. The Cox retail store is open 7 days a week, so come see us in the Quail Hill Village Center at the 405 freeway at Shady Canyon.
And USA's next brilliant detective.
Oh my God. What? This CD case is totally nice.
The best new fake psychic buddy detective mystery original series of the summer.
What?
Psych. Fridays at 10 on USA Network. Characters welcome.
With Cox Digital Cable, catch the premiere of Psych and more, free on demand. Tune to Channel 1 and select Free Zone.
And our telecast this afternoon is available in high definition on ESPN2 HD. Great to have you with us. This is the All-Star Futures Game. These are the minor league players representing those who grew up in the United States, born and raised, those who were born and not necessarily grew up in foreign countries, but were at least born there. Their Team World. Team USA hits Drew, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Stephen Drew making the start at shortstop in today's game for Team USA. He's at Tucson. There you see the AAA numbers that he has put up so far on the season. And that one is swung on and foul tipped into the mid, held on to. The Diamondbacks organization looking and hoping. As you take a look at a Detroit hope, Humberto Sanchez doing the pitching. 0-2 count. Outfield pretty much straight away. That wind blowing out towards left field. A lot of left-handed hitters early on. Off-speed pitch away.
Well, Humberto Sanchez, I mean, this guy's a monster. 6'6", 235 pounds, optimistically 235 pounds. He throws a power fastball, good breaking ball, and he is part of the future in Detroit.
Wow, fooled him on that one. He had Drew way off stride and way out in front of it with a one-arm swing. Sanchez will pick up the strikeout. Take a look at the lineup. It's going today for Gary Carter, who is managing this team. Drew playing AAA ball. Arizona hopeful. Kendrick at Salt Lake, AAA again for the Angels. Alex Gordon, you've heard a lot about him. Kansas City hopes you'll hear a lot more. Pence, big stick in that batter's box. Here is Kendrick, who's making the start at second base. Josh Fields, Chicago White Sox AAA player. Sochansky, the left-handed batter, Colorado, playing a AA ball. A delivery is swung on and fouled off the front of the dugout. That'll scatter the troops over there. Billy Butler, Kansas City, AA, playing at Wichita, and Maben, who you saw in center field. Neil Walker, switch hitter. Lynchburg, he's with Pittsburgh, and he'll be recognized by the Pittsburgh fans. Howie Kendrick takes that one to short. Throw made, scoop made at first to the shortstop over to Voto at first base, and there are two down.
Hendrick's a guy that a lot of people have said he's the best pure hitter in the minor leagues. He's just put up huge numbers. Got a chance to go up to the major leagues for a couple weeks. Struggled a little bit, really having this first mini slump of his career. Came back down. He says, I got to work on a few things. He said, I got to work on a little plate discipline, a little patience. All young hitters go to the big leagues, and they want to swing the bat. They don't want to take balls, and that got him a little bit of trouble.
Here is Alex Gordon. Humberto Sanchez delivers to him. You see, we were talking about this earlier, how many of these players are going after these first pitches. They can't help themselves when they get there. Let's take a look defensively for Team World.
Well, you look up the middle there, you see Hu and Chen, both from Taiwan, and they've played together internationally. First time playing together here in the States. Hu from the Dodgers, Chen from the Mariners, and a Taiwanese double play combination.
Alex Gordon takes the pitch inside.
Can we say
he was on Team USA, MVP, hit .524, 2 home runs. He's got some power. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him. Swung on and fouled off. Gordon so far this season at AA ball with the 11 home runs, 40 RBIs. Good solid numbers for him. What you really look at with a power hitter like him, he's drawn 42 walks and has struck out only 58 times. For a young player who likes to swing and hit the ball hard, he's got a real good sense of the strike zone. He takes the pitch inside, 2-2.
You don't often see young hitters hit 300 for an average, have a 400 on base percentage and a 500 slugging percentage. When that's your first round pick, you feel pretty good about the investment you made because this kid can really swing the bat.
2-2 delivery to him off speed. He knew it. Wow. Impressive performance. Humberto Sanchez with some tremendous off-speed pitches. Strikes out 2, retires the side in order. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is shining for All-Star Week. We're delighted you're with
us. For design to be truly inspired, it must be more than just artful. It must perform beautifully too. Test drive the 298 horsepower Infiniti G35 sedan at the Infiniti Limited Engagement Summer Event. But don't wait too long. The Infiniti Limited Engagement ends July 31st.
Welcome to subliminal advertising. For best results, do not blink.
Lime. Lemon. Lime. Lemon. Lime. Lemon.
Subliminal advertising complete.
Fireballer Eric Gagne versus the Husky Contractor Cleanup Bag. Husky. Nothing's tougher. Available at the Home Depot.
Hey.
Hey. That'll be 75.
It's usually $30.
I went to Vegas last weekend. Pretty crazy. Although it seemed like you were having a much better time.
So, 75?
Yep.
Nice job on the lawn today.
We aim to please.
That boy Hershey, I see you. Atta baby. Nice job. Come on now, let's go. Come on, guys. Let's go. Right away, right away. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. I was hoping you'd set that futures record, you know, or tie that record for 3 putouts in one inning.
Gary Carter, elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame 2003. Gold Glove player behind the plate. And there is Jason Hirsh, who's completed his performance today as a starter. Gary Carter, who's never been at a loss for staying excited about the game.
There's no doubt about that. He's positive. One of the guys he's positive about, too, is Homer Bailey from the Cincinnati Reds organization. First-round pick a couple years ago. And this kid has some explosive stuff, and a guy they're counting on for the future in Cincinnati is they need to develop some pitchers to go along with those big bats.
All of the major league organizations are represented here in this All-Star Futures game. Bailey's pitch is going to be foul back. World team got a base hit in the first inning. Carlos Gonzalez is making the start in right field. The MVP of the Midwest League last year. Rated number 19 for the Diamondback organization as far as prospects are concerned. He's 20 years old, from Venezuela. 0-1 delivery to him. And that one foul tipped into the mid. 0-2.
He's rated number 19 as prospects. Well, I'd like to see the other 18 prospects. This guy's got 74 RBIs at the halfway point in the season. And I tell you, he's a big run producer. That Harold Reynolds, John Kruk were down there. They grabbed his bat. They couldn't believe this kid was swinging this big a bat.
He has put up, as you say, Steve, big numbers. 13 home runs. Swung on and missed as Bailey will get the strikeout. Gonzalez is retired. One away here in the second inning.
Well, we're seeing a lot of these young hitters chase the high fastball, and some of these pitchers can run it up there pretty good. You know, 92, 93 miles per hour. Homer Bailey's got a fastball. He can get up to about 96. And that's a tough pitch to hit for a left-handed hitter. Low ball hitter, and the fastball up and in. Couldn't catch up.
One down, nobody on. Vladimir Valentin coming to the plate, 22-year-old. Curaçao's where he is from. Played on the Dutch Olympic team. Takes that strike on the outside corner. Let's get out to Duke Castiglione. Duke.
All right, we are with Team USA's starting pitcher here. And Jason Hirsh, how did you feel out there?
Felt good. It's a good adrenaline rush, you know, nice crowd, and you know, just try to go out there and throw strikes.
There was a guy by the name of Roger Clemens that made his last rehab start with you guys, the AAA Round Rock team, the Astros AAA affiliate. What did you learn, if anything, by watching him?
Just some, I mean, his mid-inning routine was something that was interesting to watch. You know, he didn't really sit still for a little bit. You know, he just kind of stayed moving, keep the blood flowing. So other than that, I mean, I really didn't have much time. He was talking a lot in media, and he had family members and stuff like that. So, but I did learn a little bit.
You went into college, small Division III school out in California, California Lutheran, throwing 88. You come out throwing 97. How'd that happen?
Maturity, I guess. I grew real fast in high school, and I think my body finally started to catch up to me there in my junior year at Calu, and I've been going ever since.
Jason, we appreciate the time. Good luck.
No problem.
Gary?
All right. Thank you very much, Duke. George Kataris with the Padre organization going after the first pitch. 23-year-old fouls it back.
You know, it's interesting the question Duke asked about the velocity change. And when scouts are out looking at players in high school and college, they write up evaluations and reports. But what they do is they project. They say, this is what he is today, but this is what I think he can become by improving his mechanics and by the physical growth. What we've seen with Jason Hirsh is his body caught up, and now the velocity's there as well, and a lot of projection. He's developed into a fine pitcher.
Name you'll be hearing about. He got through the one inning that he worked, giving up just one hit, a base hit, and he had a strikeout. Kataris now with a 1-ball, 1-strike count, 2 down and nobody on. And he fouls it back. We've got an early runner for the MVP. The center fielder for Team World. He's already had 3 putouts. We've only had 6 batters to the plate so far in this game. Marvin has been busy out there. No tough plays at all. The balls have been hit right to him, but Had a pretty busy day out there in center field for Team USA. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Gutierrez, who is doing the catching, takes that pitch inside, just missed with that one. Gutierrez had double-A ball, 71 hits, 33 RBIs with 8 homers. He's expected to have some power throughout his minor league, and they hope to bring on to the major league level. And he puts that one down the line in right field. That's going to be into the corner. Pence going back to get it. Tries to barehand it off the wall, and it won't cost him an extra base. It'll be a double. So Gutierrez, the first extra base hit. Team World, the first 2 hits of the game.
A good piece of hitting by Gutierrez, because that's a pretty good fastball he's catching up to right there. And you see Homer Bailey just trying to run that fastball in, found the heart of the plate. Good stroke by Gutierrez, a guy who has very good patience at the plate, works the count. He battles tough. Good piece of hitting.
19 doubles for him so far in the 2006 regular season. So the first runner to get into scoring position is there. Great shot as you look down at PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And it's the perfect day for baseball. Usually a lot hotter and a lot more humidity this time of year here in Pittsburgh, but right now it really couldn't be nicer. Who comes to the plate with an opportunity for an RBI? Playing at shortstop today, and a big-time fastball by Bailey that misses inside. Take a look at the numbers. Chin Lung Hu has put up 263. Jacksonville, double-A ball is where he's playing. 22 years old. Tremendous defensive player in the Dodger organization, taken down low.
Got a chance to talk to him a little bit down by the cage. English was pretty good, and talk about his approach at the plate. He said, I try to go the other way. And against a pretty good fastball from Bailey, I think that's the right approach. Man on second base, see if he can't poke one into right center field as they play him straight up in the outfield here.
16 RBIs for him during the season so far, but he has had 87 hits. He's more of a setup man, obviously, than an RBI man. Generally will hit at the top of the order. He's been a 2-time minor league all-star. He was in 04 with the South Atlantic League, and in 05 in the Florida State League. He made the all-star teams both of those seasons in those 2 different leagues. Who with a 2-ball 1-strike count, 2 down. Gutierrez off second base with a big lead, and the fastball by Bailey is outside, 3-1.
Homer Bailey's one of the characters in this game. He lives on a chicken ranch, 70,000 chickens, 40-acre ranch. Hunts all the time, and he talks about his hunting accolades. He's Turk Wendell is who he is. He's a little better stuff than Turk, but he's Turk Wendell.
He doesn't hunt chickens. Swung on and missed, and a 3-ball 2-strike count.
Actually, he hunts wild boar, keep the tusks for collect.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a real character, and I'll tell you what, explosive stuff. And you know, it's one thing to have great talent, but when you have the personality to go along with it, I think he's ultimately a reliever, though. I mean, with that kind of personality, he's got to be in the bullpen telling stories.
Come in, mow him down, get back to hunting. 3-ball, 2-strike count, 2 away. Team World trying to get one in here in the second inning. And a good lead at second base, Gutierrez. And again, it's going to be punched down the line and right. Not a lot of foul territory here when you go down the line. Either way, it shortens up in a hurry once you get by the dugouts. It remains 3-2.
Now we look at all of these young players in this futures game, and when you compare them to major league players, the difference isn't that they throw harder in the major leagues. The difference isn't that they run faster or that they're stronger. The difference is consistency with their pitches. For Homer Bailey, he's having difficulty putting hitters away. He needs that secondary pitch. He keeps running his fastball in there. They're battling him. Sooner or later, he needs something with a wrinkle, a breaking ball of some sort.
3-2 delivery again on the way, and Who again punches that one, and it's fair. It's down the line. That's going to be an RBI. Gutierrez coming around to score, and it'll be a stand-up double, and Who, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, gets the RBI, and Team World takes a 1-0 lead.
Now, good piece of hitting. He got a high fastball, and again, when you keep throwing fastballs, to big leaguers you can get in trouble, but even to solid professional hitters in the minor leagues you can get in trouble. And he kept throwing the fastball. Who gets one up in the zone? He inside outs the stroke, just gets his hands inside the ball, punches it down there. And Hunter Pence is getting to experience all of PNC Park out in right field today.
Well, a 1-0 lead, and a couple of doubles here in the inning picked up by Team World off Bailey, and both came with 2 down. Number 9 hitter. Tabata will take the pitch down low. Here is a 17-year-old who's playing A-ball in the Yankee organization. Jose Tabata, signed out of Venezuela. And we'll get a visit to the mound here is he's got a problem. Obviously, a blister maybe has not only come up but is broken.
Yeah, got some blood on his pants, and it looks like that maybe that's why we're not seeing a breaking ball from him, because he's going to stay in there. He said, look, I'm in a Major League Park. You're not taking me out. I'm getting out of this inning. But that's obviously a blister that's broken open, and he wants to try to see if he can't get out of it.
That's not what you had in mind for today's game.
No.
That's tough. Obviously not wanting to come out. 2 down. They're going to try and let him get out of this. Votto with the 1-0 delivery to him. Broken bat to second base. Short hop. Kendrick will make the play over to first. Zashansky is there to take it, and that'll do it. But a run in on a couple of hits with 1 left on. And Team World takes the early lead, 1-0. The City of Bridges, Roberto Clemente. That's the name of that one. Goes.
Big time. Little John delivers. Oh, yeah.
Every time the beat drop.
212, I sweep the awards next year. I'm with that. I'll holler, man.
Every time the beat drop.
Would the world look different if you had the eyes of Paul Rodriguez? Would ledges and rails that have faded in the background secretly reveal themselves to you? Would you have the vision to liberate them from the architect's intentions? And if you did, would this view of the world change you? Or would it change the world? X Games 12, August 3rd through the 6th, live on ESPN and ABC, presented by the U.S. Navy.
I joined the Navy because I had a plan. I wanted to work for myself.
The Navy taught me the discipline I needed to achieve that goal.
It gave me the strength, body, and mind.
And the knowledge to get ahead.
It was the building block for my success. Today, I own my own business.
The Navy gave me more than just a strong foundation.
It gave me the courage I needed to find the person in me.
Navy, accelerate your life.
Firestone Complete Auto Care makes it easy to save during our biggest tire event of the year. Choose buy 3 get 1 free savings on dual or SUV tires, or choose any size, one low price on performance tires and hundreds more. That's any size, one price. That's Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Take a look back to last year. His 3rd All-Star Futures game, Royals prospect Justin Huber hit a 2-run double in the 5th inning. That part of the ball game he played that would earn him the MVP honors. 2005 World Team victory over the U.S. 4-0. The Larry Dover MVP award, Justin Huber last year. Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, Duke Castiglione on hand here. The World Team has a 1-0 lead. Jose Garcia is going to come on to do the pitching. Humberto Sanchez worked an inning and struck out 2. We'll now see a prospect for the Marlins, 3 seasons in the Dominican Summer League, and the Marlins minor league player of the month in June last year.
Well, 20-year-old right-hander, and the guy that it's odd that a guy would play 3 years in the Dominican Summer League, come over, play 1 year in the States, and get put on a 40-man roster. But he moved up from rookie league to the 2 Class A levels last year, has electric stuff, and runs that fastball up there pretty good, developing his breaking pitches now.
Pence will be leading it off. Hunter Pence, who is playing in right field in this game. And Pence will take it for a strike. Team USA retired in order in the 1st inning. You can see these managers trying to get everybody in as we're changing pitchers already. They're going 1 inning at a time. Pence in the Astros organization, 6'4", 210. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. And he's playing in Texas at Corpus Christi AA ball.
Now, how about 20 home runs already this year, 63 RBI, and a guy that is really moving quickly through that organization. A lot of pop.
He'll take that one towards second base. Chen is there to make the quick play and had to get the out. Pence is retired. Well, our next batter has known other fields as well as the Diamonds. This is Josh Fields coming up, and Oklahoma State, where he was quarterback, 2-sports star there, played baseball as well. He has the career passing TD record, 55 touchdowns. He led the team in the Cotton Bowl 2004. 307-yard passing game against Mississippi, known for outpassing Eli Manning. In fact, now here he is, baseball uniform for Team USA, and he is the designated hitter in this game. Josh Fields with a .329, 13 home runs, 52 RBIs. We got a friend of yours down the stairs watching this ball game who's going to comment on that base hit in just a minute. Into the corner, Olchen going over to get it, and it will be a stand-up double. The designated hitter Josh Fields, the first hit for Team USA.
Well, we have Frank Wren, assistant general manager for the Atlanta Braves. We're privileged to have him down in the stands here, out watching, scouting the game. And you know, Frank, we see Josh Fields there, had been a quarterback at Oklahoma State. Every organization has a little different feeling about those football players, those two sport players. With the Atlanta Braves, what's your philosophy on bringing these guys into the organization?
Well, I think everyone knows we're always about athletes. And when you get a good athlete like that, you have to be a little more patient sometimes because they haven't played as much baseball as pure baseball players, but they can have big rewards at the end.
You got to like that, Frank. When he gets his chance, he gets the double, huh?
Exactly. I remember many years ago when I was coaching with the Expos, seeing John Elway play for the Yankees in Oneonta. And obviously he chose the right path, but you're always trying to get those good athletes into baseball.
He's on at second base. Fields is. That one will be grounded foul out by to first base. Kochanski in the Colorado organization playing a double-A ball. He's got 20 home runs, 65 RBIs. On Team USA, he and Hunter Pence are the two leaders in the long ball department. Both of them have picked up 20 home runs during the regular season of their respective leagues. The 65 RBIs that have been put up by Kochanski, that's the #1 on Team USA.
Well, he's a good hitter. He played in Asheville last year. It's a very short porch in right field. Felt like he had to prove himself this year offensively, and that, you know, a lot of people attributed his home run production and RBI production to this small stadium. Well, he's proven people that it doesn't matter what the ballpark is, he's got a chance to drive it out.
Frank Wren will stay with us throughout the game. He's watching from right behind home plate, and we'll talk about some of the players with him as we look at our future All-Stars go at it here. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Team USA getting their first hit with one down here in the second inning. Fields on at second base. We're playing a 7-inning ball game, by the way. Keep that in mind. The players will and the managers will in trying to get everybody in here. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Leaned into that one and puts it out to center field, not too deep. Tabata comes over, runner tags. Throw will be with a shortstop and no relay. So Fields with a tag up to get over with 2 down.
Well, good base running by Fields. That ball hit Tabata's left out into right center. He was going to have to get over and plant and throw, but Tabata showed a very strong arm right there. And, you know, we talk about Fields and, you know, being a college player, and you see him try to get around the ball there, and I tell you, that's some arm strength right there. That kid can throw the ball, and a little bit more on line, they might have had a shot at him at third base. But Fields talked about that, you know, his football mentality, which is a try and more effort, and it got in the way a little bit last year for him. He said he's been able to calm down a little, not swing and chase balls out of the zone, and let his ability take over instead of his emotions take over.
RBI chance now, Team USA. Potential tying run at third base. Big cut, Billy Butler. Butler making the start in left field in today's game. 10 home runs, 59 RBIs, playing a double-A ball, Kansas City. The organization he represents here, very fine .318 batting average. 14th overall pick by Kansas City in 2004. He went to Wolfson High School in Jacksonville, Florida. And an 0-1 count on him. And Garcia will step off. These pitchers really have the pressure on them, knowing they're going to work 1 inning in this game. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way and a fastball inside.
Well, I think there's some hope for Kansas City Royals fans. We see Alex Gordon this game, Billy Butler. This kid can hit. And you know, one of the things, he came into professional baseball as a third baseman. This happens a lot. You start to profile players where they fit best. They thought, you know what, defense not quite there. Let's move him out to the outfield. He has the arm to play right field. He may ultimately end up there.
A lot of players get moved around. Gary Carter, before the game today, was talking with his coaches and players. Down with Gary as he went around the clubhouse asking guys, where do you feel most comfortable? Because guys have played different positions, some the outfield, some the infield, some both. And so he wanted to give them their best chance in this game to play where they felt most comfortable, and that's what he was doing before the game, locker to locker, asking the players where they wanted to be.
A lot of the position players said, hitter. I'm a hitter. Yeah. I'm a hitter. I don't worry about where you play me out in the field. Just give me a bat. I want to hit.
And we do have the designated hitter, of course, in this game. It's a tough job for Ferguson Jenkins and Gary Carter in one sense, because they do not know most of these young players. And you have to ask a lot of questions in a short amount of time to figure out how you're going to get them all into the game and where they're going to play.
And I'm not sure Ferguson Jenkins understands the answers from all the guys in his dugout necessarily.
Fergie understood what to tell him, though. He told him, he said, forget the minors. He said, in this game, you're in a major league park playing a major league game, and that's how you've got to view it. He said, go out there and take advantage of this opportunity, stay within yourself, and just try and do what you do during the regular season. Here's the 3-2 delivery on the way from Garcia. That one swung on and back into the screen.
We can't say enough about these young players. The difference in the minor leagues and the major leagues is not the tools. It's not throwing harder. It's not speed or anything else. It's about consistency.
Talk about consistency. Ferguson Jenkins, 23-year-old Cub ace. He took it for the National League. Anaheim Stadium, 67 All-Star game. He had a 2.80 ERA at the break. And he took down the sluggers, Harmon Killebrew, Tony Cagliaro, and Mickey Mantle. Retired by Ferguson Jenkins. Deep center field. Marvin back, warning track wall. Goodbye, home run! 390 plus on the blast by Billy Butler. 2 RBIs, and Team USA takes a 2-1 lead.
Quality at bat by Butler there. He battled off, fought off a lot of difficult pitches. Got himself something up in the zone, and I'll tell you, all these guys in batting practice, this wasn't about good hitting approach. This was about hitting out of the ballpark. And you see them set up in. He threw a little hanging breaking ball without a lot of bite on it. Again, that's part of the difference. Good piece of hitting, rotating those hips. That's where the power production comes from. Strong lower half for Butler.
And so the big homer, he has 10 on the season, 59 RBIs, playing in the Kansas City organization, a Double-A ball. Butler, a 2-1 lead for Team USA. And here is Cameron Marvin, who's been so busy out there in center field. 1 ball, 1 strike count. In the Detroit organization at A ball, 3 homers, 38 RBIs for him. And Garcia misses outside with it. 2 ball, 1 strike count. That's a big time blast right there. And he'll remember that one no matter how many years he plays or where. Delivery to Marvin is off the end of the bat, cued to second base. Chen. He makes the play at first to get the out on a close play. So in the inning, it'll be a couple of runs on a couple of hits. The big home run. Billy Butler got it. And Team USA has a 2-1 lead. All the great stars of Major League Baseball. One of the greatest names of all, Roberto Clemente, the statue recognizing him here in Pittsburgh.
We keep it moving, and they don't slow down. The wheel goes round and round, we keep it moving. Round and round. The wheel goes round and round. Keep it moving. Oh yeah. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. The wheel goes round and round. Round and round. Goes round and round.
In an active life, athlete's foot can break your rhythm. Lamisil AT treats it 4 times faster than other leading products, so you get results on the bottom that work their way to the top. Lamisil AT. Go on with the rhythm of life.
On your wedding day, it's all about the bride. Her dress, her flowers, her hair. But when everyone is looking at her, she'll be looking at you. So rent your tuxedo at Men's Warehouse and you'll look almost as good as she does. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
From Comedy Central and one of the creators of Chappelle's Show and the producers of Chappelle's Show Season 2, along with the creative minds that brought you back-to-back repeats of Chappelle's Show Seasons 1 and 2. In addition to the company that gave you Chappelle's DVD, comes an exciting new event you won't want to miss called Chappelle's Show The Lost Episodes. What? The ones you've been waiting for, followed by new seasons of My Demencia and Reno 911. It all starts tonight at 9, 8 Central, only on Comedy Central.
We welcome you back. ESPN's All-Star Futures Game is presented by XM Satellite Radio. Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, Duke Castiglione, Frank Wren, the assistant general manager for Atlanta, joining us from time to time. He's sitting down behind home plate watching the prospects here, the minor league All-Stars, representing those born outside the United States and the Bruce Springsteen type born in the USA players, and we're getting a new pitcher per inning, Gio Gonzalez.
Well, 20-year-old left-hander of the Philadelphia Phillies organization came over in the Jim Thome trade. Aaron Rowan came along with Aaron Rowan from the White Sox over to the Phillies. And you look at the strikeout numbers, 112 strikeouts in 99 in the third innings. That's pretty good. Now, he has given up 16 home runs this year, so he has good stuff, but on occasion finds the center of the plate.
Good strikeout to walk ratio, 112. Well, I say good. It's okay, 112.47. You'd like to cut that down a little high, but not too bad. But the strikeouts that are high, and so are the home runs. He's given up more home runs than any other pitcher on this Team USA roster at Double-A ball with Philadelphia. So Gonzalez coming on as Bailey worked an inning, gave up a run on 2 hits, struck out 1. Hirsh started an inning, gave up 1 hit. Team USA now with a 2-1 lead on that home run by Butler, even though Team World is out hitting Team USA 3-2 at the moment. We go to the third inning. Olchen flying out to center field, his first time up.
Baby's got
Double-A ball and the Australian Olympic team for him. Left-hander, he's trying to drag one and fouls it off. Not a bad idea. He had everybody playing back in the infield, and you got a pitcher who's coming off the other way, so you try and bunt it by him.
And again, the right approach. You're looking not only for ability and talent, but the knowledge of the game. And for Olchen in that situation with a left-handed pitcher on the mound, the tendency to fall off toward the third base line, trying to take it with him down first base and possibly beat the pitcher to the bag.
Pretty good idea. Minnesota prospect, 66 hits, 225 at-bats on the year. That one gloved nicely. Pachansky will go to the bag and get the out. Nice play. Duke Castiglione, another starter with him.
12 pitches to get out of the first inning there. Humberto, what allowed you to be so effective out there?
Like I said, it's just adrenaline. It's pure adrenaline. Just want to get ahead of guys and put them away. So just want to put them away.
You played with some pretty good guys last year in the minor leagues. Verlander, of course, and Zamaya. You were on the team with them. What did you learn from them? Was there a friendly rivalry? What was that like?
I wouldn't say a friendly rivalry, but kind of just us feeding off of each other. You know, just 3 young guys that want to get better and just wanted to feed off of each other. Of course, Verlander started the game last year. He did pretty well, and where he's at now, it's just things that we want to feed off each other.
You told me off camera that the Tigers having the record they do and getting off to the start they are does not surprise you. Why?
It doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, the way they go about their business, the way Leland goes about his business, and the way the whole staff goes about their business and the players. I mean, I kind of expected it to be good, and I don't know if I expected to have the best record in baseball. I expected them to be right on top of that division. But it's not surprising at all. They know what they're doing, and they're doing it well.
You're on the 40-man roster now, AAA. What have they told you about getting to the big leagues?
I haven't heard much, you know. I just keep getting better, fine-tuning what I've been working on, and just keep getting better every day. I mean, there's always something to get better at.
Roberto, we appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
No problem. Just want to say hi to my mom, my girl back home, my brother, and my nephew, everybody back home. Hello.
And back home is 5 blocks, guys, from Yankee Stadium. He grew up actually playing on McCombs Dam Field Little League right outside of the stadium.
And we've all been by that a few times where games are always going on. Humberto Sanchez, the starting pitcher. And that is a strike on the outside corner, and Chen is retired. Gonzalez getting the strikeout at 2 outs here in the third inning.
A good piece of pitching right there. And we saw Humberto Sanchez earlier. We talked about he's good stretcher. He's a real good stretcher out there. We saw him stretch. That's a big calf you have to stretch out. I'll tell you, this kid has explosive stuff. How about that breaking ball right there? I mean, he throws that high fastball and throws a breaking ball right off the same plane. Awfully tough to hit.
That one first ball hit to right field on the warning track. That will be hauled in. Pence is out there. And Joe Votto had picked up a single his first time up, is retired here in the third inning. And Gonzalez has a 1-2-3 inning. Team USA, the home run picked up by Billy Butler in the second inning, has given them a 2-1 lead. Our Futures All-Star Game.
Check it. The new caramel chip cheesecake blizzard at Dairy Queen. Rich chunks of cheesecake, smooth caramel, and luscious chocolate chips. Sorry.
Quikrete Concrete. For over 60 years, it's been used by just about everyone for just about everything. king of the concrete jungle.
They hide in the grass, hidden from human eyes. They are the nightmare that waits in your own backyard.
Things about to get very dangerous.
Lady in the Water, rated PG-13, starts July 21st.
I am sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. Ah, go get 'em, Billy.
The 2006 All-Star Game, Tuesday, live from Pittsburgh.
Our aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear's Triple Tread Technology for peace of mind in any weather. And a great shot it is. This is one of the great skylines in the U.S. You come through the tunnel or over one of the bridges into Pittsburgh, especially at night. It's a beautiful skyline here in the Burgh. And, of course, the confluences of the rivers here with the many bridges that cross over them. It's a beautiful setting and a great baseball history here in Pittsburgh. In their new park here at PNC. Steve Phillips and Duke Castiglione. I'm Gary Thorne. We'll be hearing from Frank Wren again, the assistant GM for the Atlanta Braves, who's down watching the ball game from behind home plate. Davis Romero, 23-year-old, on to do the pitching.
Now, Toronto Blue Jays prospect, a guy that's moved from AA to AAA this year and trying to figure out how to get AAA hitters out now.
Big hand for Neil Walker, because Walker grew up a Pirates fan. He was here at the All-Star Game watching in '94 here at Three Rivers. His dad pitched in Major League Baseball. And now Walker's getting to play here in front of the home crowd at the new ballpark.
I'll tell you what, this guy's a good-looking player. The average not quite where he wants it to be just yet, coming back from some injuries, but he's a big part of the future. He'll be going to be the future catcher here in Pittsburgh.
Walker chops that one towards second base. Big bounce in the outfield and a fine defensive play. Chen with a really nice play of the glove on a ball that was hopping around all over the place on him, gets the out. Told you we were going to see some gloves in this game, and that's Chen's got one of them out there at second base. He can play.
He does. He can flash the leather. And you know, Frank Wren, assistant general manager of the Braves, is with us this afternoon. And you know, Frank, we see players from the Class A level here, from AA, from AAA. A couple guys who have had some taste of the major leagues. What's the difference, though, when you're looking at young players?
That one is ripped into right field by Stephen Drew. It struck out his first time up. He's got himself a sharp base hit. Gonzalez gets it back in.
Well, nice stroke there. Drew, a guy in AAA, and, you know, we're seeing Romero move from AA to AAA. But, Frank, you know, as you've seen players in the Class A level move up through the system, what are the things that they have to do to ultimately progress to the major leagues?
Well, when it obviously it varies from position player to pitcher. Pitchers, you want to see them start to have consistent command of the strike zone and be able to, as they advance at least to the AA level, have command of three pitches that are quality to get more advanced hitters out. I think from a position player standpoint, their defense is probably the last things to come as they settle into a position, but offensively to be able to command the strike zone, understand the strike zone, not chase a lot of pitches, because the higher they go, the more vulnerable they're going to be, because the more information the pitchers are going to have about them.
Frank, let me ask you, I mean, you're watching this game as a fan, but also as a part of the Atlanta organization. What are you looking for today?
Well, this is a chance to see the very best young players in all of baseball in one venue, and so it's a must-see for me every year. I feel like I get a chance to have an advanced scouting opinion on every player in the game that we're going to see in the big leagues in the next couple of years, so it's a real important date, and you also get to see them against such great competition. You may not get to see that in a week of scouting in the minor leagues, to see them against pitchers that throw 96 miles an hour, that have outstanding breaking balls. So it's really a great event.
Great point, Frank. That's true. Kendrick fouls that one off. Howie Kendrick, who grounded out his first time up.
You know, there are a lot of scouts here at the game today watching, and whereas, you know, these are the prospects, some of these players may have an impact on the pennant race this year. Some maybe by playing on teams, but others as being chips in deals that could get dealt. You have a lot of scouts saying, look, I'm interested in the Angels. Kendrick's a guy that plays in the Angels organization. He may be a guy that somebody's scouting and ultimately could be part of a trade if the Angels want to add somebody for the stretch run.
2-2 delivery to him, and that Ferguson Jenkins said that today in that meeting he had with his players. He said, look, this isn't just about you showing your organization. He said, you may end up finding a new organization because of what somebody sees in this ballpark.
Well, there's no question. I was a minor league director and then a general manager, and that was the message always to minor league players. You are being evaluated in every pitch of every game and every inning. Doesn't matter the score or the situation. You're going to get a chance to be evaluated, and that day that you're performing, it could be 11-2, but there's going to be a scout in the stands writing down an evaluation report on you that ultimately could land you an opportunity much better than the one that you have in your current organization.
Yep, depending on needs. Well, the guy you're looking at right now, and Howie Kendrick up there, has got the best average of anybody on this Team USA, 369 with an on-base percentage of 409. That, too, is tied for tops on Team USA. He fouls that one off. He's got a runner at first base and Drew with one down.
Well, Kendrick talked about his little time in the Major League this year and how he struggled. And he said, you know, well, I need to work on things. I said, what do you need to work on specifically? And he said, I need to work on my plate discipline. I need to be a little more patient. But that is the issue with young players. They all go to the Major Leagues, or many do, and think they need to be something more than what they are. The issue isn't being more, just being as consistent as you can possibly be.
He takes that one, and Kendrick is gone. He's only drawn 12 walks in 300 at-bats so far in the minors, so Davis Romero gives one up there. Great to have you with us here in Pittsburgh. The All-Star festivities here on this All-Star Sunday. It's the All-Star Futures game. As you see, the best of the world taking on the best of Team USA, and we've seen the long ball played in this game as who had the RBI double in the second inning for Team World, and then it was the home run Billy Butler in the second inning for Team USA. Those are where the runs have come from, and it is a 2-1 ball game. Team USA on top. And now runners on at first and second base, and here's Alex Gordon. Called out and strikes his first time up. Romero's pitch towards the hole, and he's got a base hit. Olchin coming on to get it. Coming in to score will be Drew. Throw will be cut off. Alex Gordon, an RBI base hit. Team USA takes a 3-1 lead.
Well, that's a guy that's going to be a run producer in the major leagues, and it's not always about hitting home runs. It's about playing the game situation, taking what the pitcher gives you. He comes in facing a left-hander he may not have seen before, gets a pitch out over the plate that he can poke through the hole, pick up an RBI, and keep the inning going.
Now we'll get a visit. Nieves coming out. Take a look at Gordon.
Well, you see him get a fastball away, being very aggressive, runners in scoring position, and just finds a hole to poke it the other way. Again, not many advanced scouting reports. You've got guys who don't really have the spray charts for where hitters are going to play. Most everybody being played straight up. But Gordon finds a hole, a guy who can hit the ball to all fields.
Gordon's got one of the great stories of all the players here. He's got a rookie card that is worth more than any other baseball card of anybody else here. It recently went for over $2,500 because it's an accidental card. It was put out before he made the Major League roster or appeared in a Major League game, and you're not supposed to have a rookie card unless you've done one of those two. The card came out. It ended up ending up in some of the boxes of cards before they could get them all withdrawn. So now it's one of those collectibles. He hasn't even played a Major League game yet.
How about that? He's bragging to all his buddies. Somebody went online today. Your card's going for over $1,000.
Somebody paid $25.50 the other day for one of them. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one is fouled off. There was a collector who found out about it and went out and bought every box of cards that were issued during that time, opened up all of the packages and all of the boxes, and came up with like 5 of the Alex Gordon cards. And he's put them up for sale and has made some money off.
It's not bad. There's supposed to be about 100 of them out there, they think. They thought they recalled all of them, but they think there may be about 100 that possibly made it out there.
0-2 delivery, a line shot up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Hunter Pence. That'll bring a run in. Here's the throw by Tabata. It's all the way through, but not in time. Pence with the RBI base hit brings home Howie Kendrick, and it is a 4-1 lead for Team USA.
Now, when you look at the rosters for this, the Team USA offensive players really are the cream of the crop. They've got some guys that can really swing the bat. And I tell you, Hunter Pence is one of them. 20 home runs this year. Shortens up his stroke, just pokes it up the middle, picks up another run, and good piece of hitting as he doesn't try to do too much. And look at that arm strength. I'll tell you what, he's overthrowing the cutoff man a little bit, but Tabata's got some real arm strength.
So the Team USA going station to station here. The last 4 hitters, 3 singles and a walk off the left-hander Davis Romero. Still runners on at first and second. Still only one away. 5 hits on the board now for Team USA and a 4-1 lead. Josh Fields, he had a double. He scored in the second inning. Fields takes that one out into right center field. Gonzalez going over. Runner coming to the plate. Alex Gordon, he'll score. Throw to first, and they get the out. Too big a turn for Josh Fields, and he gets caught on a heads-up defensive play. He'll be credited with a single and an RBI, but he'll be taken out at first base.
Well, a learning opportunity where Tabata overthrew the cutoff man earlier. We see Gonzalez hit the cutoff man, and then something good happens. They're able to get the out at first base, but a good piece of hitting. Very good piece of hitting by Fields right there. We saw him pull one down the line. Now a ball out over the plate. He says, I'm going to go gap to gap. He rips it out there. Its throw comes in and well executed, cutting it off and getting the runner off as Chen snuck in behind at first base.
So a 9-3-4 on the putout. That's the way it's supposed to be. Gonzalez, Voto, who is lining up the throw to the plate, and then Chen, the second baseman, getting over to cover. And he kind of snuck in, Chen did, behind Fields. There are 2 down, runner on at third base now. Watch the play again.
See Voto in position, able to get the ball in a short hop, and Chen going over there. That's what they're taught to do, the second baseman. Base hit to right field, try to get over and hold that runner so he can't make the big turn.
Runner on at third base now with 2 down. And that one hit in the air to right field. Koshansky's fly ball is deep, and it is gone. Home run. That ball just kept going and going to right field up over the scoreboard. A 2 RBI homer.
Well, Koshansky's a guy, Colorado Rockies organization. Played Nashville, North Carolina, Class A last year, a little bit older, and put up some huge numbers, hit 31 home runs there. A lot of questions about that power, whether it was all about the ballpark. Well, he's in a big league ballpark right now. This isn't Nashville anymore. And I'll tell you what, he has some real power.
20 home runs, Steve mentioned, during the regular season, and Ferguson Jenkins not going to let anybody suffer out there any longer than necessary. And this was a concern for Jenkins and for Team World. These bats, they've got some thump in them. Koshansky putting that one out of the ballpark, and just carried and carried. Gonzalez finally just turned around and watched her go. 7-1, Team USA.
So, Sarah, what's going on here? Sarah? Sarah?
She won't answer you. Or she can't.
Why not?
This is the way it's been since she started smoking pot. She's all lazy and boring, and you know, we used to have so much fun together.
And now?
This is what we do.
Wow, I can't believe we're really gonna meet Casey King.
There he is. I wonder what he's like.
I must be
a good time to have accident forgiveness. Part of Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance.
I'm super sorry about your car.
Are you in good hands?
John Smoltz is in a tough spot here,
Yeah,
Joe.
Chip, I don't know how he's going to get this out.
Well, here comes the brain trust for a little powwow on the mound. All right, well, looks like they got a plan. Smoltz leans in, and he deals. Got it! See ya!
Need little help this season? The Home Depot has great lawn-saving Scotts products, including Scotts Turf Builder, Roundup, and more. The Home Depot, proud sponsor of Major League Baseball.
There is a girl. She lives under the pool. She has a secret that will help everyone. But before she can save us, we must save her. Cleveland, run!
They will keep coming after me.
I wonder who you are. Lady in the Water, rated PG-13, starts July 21st.
Back here in Pittsburgh, our All-Star Futures game with Team USA rocking ahead here 7-1, 5 runs in here in the third inning, and that brings about the pitching change.
Well, 19-year-old Carlos Carrasco pitching low-level Class A, Philadelphia Phillies organization, loose, lanky guy. Needs to put on a little bit of weight and size, and he'll grow into that body.
Here is Billy Butler, who already has delivered a home run in this game. He got it in the second inning, a 2 RBI shot, 4 of the 7 RBIs for Team USA coming off home runs so far in this game. Carrasco's delivery is fouled off. Virtually all of the pitchers you'll see in this game are starters. There aren't, for Team World, there are no reliever specialists. Carrasco has started 16 games, 2 complete games, 95 strikeouts, 35 walks. That one's going to be lifted into left for a base hit. So Team USA is batted around here in the 3rd inning, and Billy Butler's 2 for 2. Want to remind you that on ESPN Monday night, 8 Eastern, the game's biggest hitters swing for the fences right here with the 2006 Century 21 Home Run Derby. David Wright, Lance Berkman, Ryan Howard, Miguel Cabrera, David Ortiz, Jermaine Dye, Troy Gloss, and Miguel Tejada will be in the Home Run Derby coming up at 8 o'clock on Monday. 2 down. What an inning here. Marvin will take the pitch, and it's ball 1.
You know, Gary, you talk about most of the pitchers being starters, or all of them, and there's a reason for that, is that when you have your top prospects, you want them to start so that they can log innings and they can develop that 3rd pitch. They can develop a breaking ball and some off-speed pitch, whether it's a split or a changeup.
Maven gets that one on the ground, second base. That's going to be an infield hit. Wisely, Chen held onto it, as Cameron Maven was going to beat that one out. He's got speed, and you saw it right there, and the inning continues.
Well, Maven, drafted by the Detroit Tigers, 1st-round pick last year, signed late, didn't get to play. This is really his first full season of professional baseball, and he is some kind of athlete. Comparisons to Andre Dawson, comparisons to Preston Wilson. I mean, he's a physical specimen with tremendous tools, speed, power, arm strength. I mean, you know, raw power to hit out of the ballpark. He can hit for average. He's got all the tools to be a star.
So the inning continues for Team USA. Here is Neil Walker batting 9th. The only out that's been recorded, one of the outs, the first out rather of the inning, was by Walker as he grounded out. Walker stands in there now with runners on at 1st and 2nd base on a 1-0 count. The other out recorded came on the base paths when Josh Fields got taken off at 1st base after delivering an RBI single, and the throw came in behind him and they got the out. 2 down. Team USA, 10th batter to the plate in the inning, and the delivery by Carrasco is taken away. 2-0. A big inning here. This is the last Pirates starter, position player, to appear. It was Bill Robinson, who played 75 through 82.
You know, as an organization, if there are local kids that can help your team and have the talent to warrant it, you want them because you think it helps market your club. The Braves have 6 kids in the major leagues from the Atlanta area right now. They've really, I think, done a good job of being able to do that and bring some talent into the organization from the local environs. And, you know, you look at Francoeur and guys like that, McKay McBride. I mean, they love Jeff Francoeur down there because he's their guy.
And the cities like Pittsburgh in particular that are on the smaller city side of Major League Baseball, that really matters because the fans are definitely attracted. They know the kids who have played locally, literally from youth leagues through high schools and then on to local colleges.
Well, and even in Walker's case, with his father having played at the Major League level, there's an advantage there when you're looking at talent, trying to bring players in. Players who understand the mental side of the game, where they saw their parent, their father go through it and live the lifestyle and live the ups and downs of the game. It goes a long way to the shortening the development process for a young prospect.
He's an A-ball right now in the Pirates organization, fooled by the off-speed delivery, popped out in front of home plate. Guitarist moving out, and he will make the catch. Walker is retired, and that'll do it. But a big 5-run inning. You want to go to eat up on the hill, you take the incline. Just get in there and mosey your way up, and then mosey your way down.
Driving with confidence starts at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Now through July 29th, get $50 off standard brake service, backed by our 1-year nationwide warranty. From the brake pros since 1926. That's confidence. That's Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Would the world look different if you had the eyes of Paul Rodriguez? Would ledges and rails that have faded in the background secretly reveal themselves to you? Would you have the vision to liberate them from the architect's intentions? And if you did, would this view of the world change you? Or would it change the world? X Games 12, August 3rd through the 6th, live on ESPN and ABC. Presented by Mountain Dew.
快隻手馬度。喝吗？很快，不够快。
First time I had a Samuel Adams Boston Lager, it was like, wow, what is this stuff?
Boston Lager, it was love at first taste.
It's got a nice hoppiness to it.
We're just literally shoving hops into our beer, and I think we're considered marginally insane. Most brewers have a dash of hops.
We use a pound of hops per barrel.
You know you're drinking a beer. It's not watery, you know, it's got something to it.
Boston Lager tastes full-bodied. Try a Sam Adams and know that that's what beer is supposed to taste like.
Don't be afraid of flavor, my man.
All-Star Game, of course, is a celebration of baseball. Those in it now and those who have made the game. Ernie Banks, one of those. There's Ernie signing for some of the coaches who are involved here. Ernie Banks will be around all weekend. And what a delight. I mean, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And he just loves the game, loves to talk about it, can't be around the ballpark enough.
Well, and for these young players to get to be around the history of this organization, it's important. And here's a guy the Yankee fans hope will be part of the tradition of that organization. Philip Hughes, their top pitching prospect, pitched in Tampa at A-ball, moved up to Double-A, putting up some very, very good numbers. His last 3 or 4 starts, he's been dominating. A guy the Yankees desperately do not want to include in any deal to improve the Major League team this year.
And Kurt Suzuki is coming on to do the catching, so a new battery for Team USA. And the pitch by Hughes is in for a strike. He is one of the few, Philip Hughes is, with a Yankee hat who grew up as a Red Sox fan. Here's the 0-1 delivery. He was raised as a Red Sox fan, used to go to ball games at Fenway, and now part of the Yankee organization. So you know from his friends, I could just hear the Yankee friends of his going, see, we told you so. Finally, you got a good team. And he gets the strikeout. On our way here in the 4th inning. Let's check in downstairs with Duke Castiglione. Duke?
We're with the hometown guy here, Neil Walker. Neil, what was it like for you, a kid that grew up in this area, that watched the last All-Star game at Riverfront Stadium from the stands? What was this experience like for you?
You know, back when I was sitting in peanut heaven for the '94 All-Star game, it was, you know, just the electric energy in the town and in the stadium was incredible, and to watch the All-Star game and to see how much fun everybody was having, and you know, it was just an enjoyable time.
Both your dad and your uncle played big league ball. They played big league ball with your manager today, Gary Carter. You got a chance to meet him at a young age. He gave you some instruction as a catcher. What's it like to play for him today?
It's amazing. It's an honor. You know, it's funny how it worked out. He was always he had me when he come over. He'd have me in the front yard squatting down and throwing some balls and doing a lot of catching stuff. And I kind of got away from catching for a little while. And then when I got back to high school, it came back to me. So it's stuck ever since.
What has been the Pirates' response in terms of what you need to work on now to get to the next level?
You know, just getting back to my comfort zone. You know, I had off-season surgery on my wrist, so you know, I'm still working to get back into the game shape and you know, get my timing down hitting-wise and get a lot of games catching. So you know, just being more consistent and getting my swing a little bit better. So you know, I feel like I'm ready to make the move soon. So
Neil, we appreciate the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
There aren't going to be many in this game who won't repeat that line. I think I'm ready to make a move soon.
Well,
and they should.
I will tell you the one thing about players. They always think they're ready for the next level. And the reality is their performance ultimately dictates when they are ready to go up. When they're handling a league, you know it by the numbers and their performance.
Carlos Gonzalez takes that one into right field for a base hit. So Gonzalez gets a one-out single here in the 4th inning. They need some base runners, and they get one there with one down. Wednesday night, the best players from the International League will be meeting the best from the Pacific Coast League. The AAA All-Star Game is going to be played in Toledo. Stephen Drew, B.J. Upton, Marte is going to be there. Andy Marte. It'll be the AAA All-Star Game. It's on ESPN2 Wednesday at 7 Eastern. Available in high def as well. So you'll see some of the stars you're seeing here and a lot more involved in that game. Vladimir Valentin flied out his first time up with a runner on at first base. He's got one towards the gap. He hit it hard. Maben, that'll be chased down. He and Butler both out there. Maben picks it up. Coming in is Gonzalez. It'll be an RBI double. And it is a 7-2 ball game. Valentin rocked that one to the deepest part of the yard where it's 410 in that shallow well in left center field.
Well, we had a lot of fun watching batting practice today, see these young kids drive the ball. This guy put on a show as he has some of the best raw power in this game today. He has what they call light tower power. He can just blast them out of the ballpark. You see him get a ball up in the zone there. Got his arms a little too extended to hit it out of the park, but good piece of hit.
Valentin out of Curacao, and he delivers the second RBI of the ball game for Team World. This coming off Philip Hughes. Lataris has had a double and a run scored, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Well, Team World, they've got time to get back into this ball game despite the fact trailing here by a score of 7-2. Remember, we play 7 innings in this one. Barry Carter positioning players out there and regarding second base. Takes that one to right field. That is way back. The crowd's up and goodbye home run. A 2 RBI homer. Lataris delivers, and all of a sudden it's 7-4.
A good piece of hitting, a ball up in the zone there. Lataris from Canada, both parents of Greek descent, and played for the Greek Olympic team 2004. Tell you what, he's a very patient hitter. He waits for his pitch he can hit. You see the ball up in the zone right there. Philip Hughes just not able to get the ball down, able to just drive it out of the ballpark. Good piece of hitting, Lataris. And tell you what, for these guys, how exciting for them. Hit a home run in a Major League Park in the All-Star Futures game, and you know, where they think that they're prospects, they think they can play in the big leagues. This completely reinforces it.
Sing Long Hu up takes it for a strike, so Lataris will make the San Diego people a whole lot happier as he is in the 23-year-old age group, and double-A ball for the Padres. Hughes, that one swung on and missed, and a quickly an 0-2 count on Hu.
Well, 95-mile-an-hour fastball down in the zone there, and sometimes when your energy's a little too high, you tend to elevate your fastball, and that's what Philip Hughes has found himself doing today.
Hu will take a big cut at that and foul it off at the plate. Still only one down here after Guzman was the original strikeout victim. Team World now getting right back into the ball game, making it 7-4 against Hughes. Davis Romero charged with 5 runs on 5 hits and just a third of an inning worked against Team USA. So the toughest of the outings for the pitchers so far. Homer Bailey charged with 1 run. Team USA, he was their second pitcher, and now Hughes here in this inning. Now on second base, Kendrick moves over, long throw to make, and gets it there in time for the out. Hu retired, 2 down.
We've been visiting with Frank Wren, the assistant general manager for the Atlanta Braves. And Frank, we see Philip Hughes, obviously the top prospect for the Yankees, out on the mound, getting knocked around a little bit today. When you're evaluating players, how much does one day's performance factor into how much you like them?
It's really just a small factor. You know what? I think our game is based on trends. Now, if this happened for week after week after week, you'd start to have some concern. But when you have a player with his talent, one blip in the radar screen is not going to detract from what you think of him at all.
So what do you think of him?
I'll tell you, looks like he's got great ability. And you said it earlier, he's elevated some fastballs and they've jumped all over it. I think that the biggest fear you always have as a general manager, when you go to your manager and say, this guy's ready to pitch at the big league level, and you kind of alluded to it earlier, this is a taste of the big leagues right here. And young players, when they come up to the big leagues the first time, don't always show what they really can do the first time or even the second time. There's some adjustment period and getting used to this environment, and I'm sure he'll be better for it, having been out here.
This is a future Yankee against a future Yankee right here, because you've got the pitcher Hughes, whom we're talking about, Yankee organization, and Jose Tabata, who's at Charleston in A-ball with the Yankees, so they may be teammates someday.
And both those guys are on the untouchable list, so we hear from the New York Yankees right now.
1-2 delivery is fouled back. It remains a 1-ball 2-strike count.
You know, the one point that's important is that you actually want your prospects to fail and struggle at some point. And then you say, well, why would you want them to do that? Why wouldn't you want it all to be good? Because you know at the major league level, they're going to fail at some point, and they need to have something to fall back on to say, when I struggled before, this is what I did to get out of it.
Tabata fouls that one back. He brings great speed to his play. He led the Gulf Coast League in stolen bases last year. He had 22. And even though he's hitting in the number 9 spot here, he's probably going to be somewhat tapped to be at the top of an order somewhere.
Oh, that's right. I think he's going to end up being at top of the order and then probably a run producer at some point as the power continues to develop.
Grounded out his first time up. 1-2 delivery. A breaking ball. Hughes misses outside. 2-ball 2-strike count.
Now you look at young hitters and I'd much rather see a young hitter who could hit for an average and no power at all early on than a guy who hits some home runs but really has a lot of strikeouts, no walks, and not much of a batting average.
Tabata, the 17-year-old, drills one into center field. And I guarantee you when the two of them ultimately do end up on the same team, Hughes is going to remind him about the 2006 All-Star Futures game when you almost took my head off.
Well, I tell you what, it's not going to wait till they play together. Look at that. That's a good piece of hitting right there. And Philip Hughes, he's actually mad at himself that he didn't snag that one. I'm kind of glad he just got out of the way. And again, I think they're not going to let guys go too deep. 30 pitches is kind of the range they thought would be the most they've let anybody pitch. And you see they're calling down just to make sure that they're getting warmed up in the pen.
Anderson Gomes is going to be the pinch hitter at the top of the order for Olchen. Olchen had an 0 for 2 in the game. Hughes' delivery to him is a fastball for a strike. Now we'll start seeing some of the other players who did not start get an opportunity here in the ball game. He is already moving up through the organization, as you can see, with 34 games being played at 1A ball and 41 at the short league in the Chicago White Sox organization. Go over to first base. We told you the speed Tabata's got. Hughes knows about that. And so he's watching him to see if he might try and steal a base here.
I think he's just mad at him. We'll make him get dirty a little bit.
2 down, 0-1 delivery on the way. Off-speed pitch fooled him, but misses up high, and it's 1-1.
You know, most minor league seasons are actually split into 2 halves, where you have a first half champion and a second half champion. Again, that's for development's sake, so that you can feel like you're gunning for something. And if you're out of it early, you've got a chance to regroup as a team and an organization and try to get to the playoffs in the second half. Now, we talked to Frank Wren, and he said, you know, this is a taste of the major leagues. You can find out a lot more about players in this sort of environment in one game, and you can find out about guys in playoff performances a lot more than you do watching them over, you know, a month in the season. Just that elevated level of play. It's interesting to see how they react.
Gomes swings through that one, and he is retired. So Hughes gets a couple of strikeouts, but he also gave up 3 runs. Guitarist with a big blow, a homer, good for a couple of RBIs. It's now 7-4. Team USA on top here in Pittsburgh.
Somewhere between where you are and where you're going, there's a Super 8. See you along the way.
Hi, everybody. Trey Wingo here to tell you that mobile ESPN is now available at Sprint stores. It's true, the new wireless service from ESPN that gives you the most comprehensive sports content on a phone is now even easier to get. Go to mobileespn.com to find a Sprint store near you.
No matter where they live, they're going to keep talking. That's why Cox Digital Telephone gives you a 75% larger free local calling area. With Cox, local toll calls are included in your monthly rate, so they can call from San Clemente to Irvine at no additional charge. With AT&T SBC, your local calling range is cut short. Dial in the savings with Cox Digital Telephone. Switching is easy. You can even keep your same phone number. Call or visit cox.com/OC.
With the MLB Extra Innings package, no matter where your team is, every game's a home game. You can watch your team's games or scout the competition. Tune in to the free preview of MLB Extra Innings July 13th through the 17th.
Take you back to the 99 All-Star Futures game. Another Yankee prospect, Alfonso Soriano, at 2 home runs. 3rd inning, 5 runs he drove in. 2 runs shot in the 4th, and the world team beat the United States 7-0, and he won the MVP honors in '99. Another Yankee prospect who you just saw working on the mound in Philip Hughes. Soriano, of course, since those days has moved out of the Yankee organization, and in fact has moved out of the infield to the outfield, and right now is one of the names listed on the possibilities of being moved yet one more time. Edgar Martinez.
Well, he's a converted catcher. They said, you know what, he throws the ball well. He's not swinging the bat very well. Let's see what he looks like on the mound. He's actually done okay, having to learn how to pitch now. You know, it's tough because you start to get a little bit older. You can change positions. But when you have tools, when you have extraordinary tools, whether it's great arm or great power, if it's not working in one area, you often try to make a guy fit into another spot on your team.
And for the individual, if he realizes that his opportunity to make it is probably not there where he is, the opportunity to be moved comes as a welcome offering.
Well, if you're a catcher that's not hitting at all and you're struggling, but you can throw, you want to go to the mound if you think it's an opportunity to get to the big leagues. Then when you're a pitcher who's not getting anybody out, then they want to make you a knuckleballer. When you're a knuckleballer, there's nowhere else to go.
That's it. You're done.
Right? You try to change a guy, you make him a knuckleball guy, but after that, I mean, what do you do with a knuckleball guy? If he's not getting anybody out, then you know what? You become a coach, I guess, is what you do.
I can make it there, I can make it anywhere, but not with a knuckleballer. Stephen Drew is at the plate. Drew working here against Edgar Martinez. 5 runs, 7 hits in the 3rd inning for Team USA, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Drew, who singled and scored in that 3rd inning. We're now in the 4th, bottom half, 4th of 7. Team USA, the better of it in runs and in hits so far. That one to left field. Gomes, who just came on, backs up, and he will put it away. Gomes stayed in the ball game after pinch hitting, playing left field. And there's one away here in the 4th inning.
Now we take a look at Stephen Drew, and we talk about J.D. Drew's brother. Very patient J.D. Drew. Stephen shows patience as well. This is a good-looking stroke right here. And I tell you, I like these young hitters that use the whole field. Young hitters become good hitters.
That one down into the corners, foul ball.
By being willing to use the entire field. You want young guys to be able to hit the ball the other way. It means they're waiting longer, letting the ball get deeper into the zone, and let them figure out later how to pull the ball. All of the great hitters have talked about the same thing. They drove the ball to the opposite left center field, right center field, and then later learned about what situation and what count to look for a pitch to try to drive the ball. So I love seeing young guys go the other way.
We talk about hitters at any level having an idea. It's a term used in baseball, long time term. That's what we're talking about, Steve, that you have some concept of what you're trying to do when you come to the plate.
Well, it's not just about talent and how fast and how hard you swing. It's about a feel for the game, your instincts for having an approach at the plate and executing that approach.
That one will go to short, and that ball stayed in the air. The hang time was too long to undo the error. So who at short looked like he was going to make an easy play with that ball, but in trying to get to position to throw, had it run up on the glove and over his head. It'll be an error charge. Base runner on, Kendrick with 1 down.
Well, Kendrick can run a little bit, so who tried to hurry himself and got him caught on an in-between hop. As you see Kendrick get out of the box, well, you don't hit 360 for nothing. And you know, who moving to his right and getting an in-between hop, hit it off the heel of the glove and couldn't make the play.
Runner on at first base, and here is Alex Gordon again, an RBI single. 1 for 2 in the ball game for Gordon. This crowd here in Pittsburgh enjoying seeing some of the big stars. And there's some big shots off these bats, hard hit balls. That one swung on and missed by Alex Gordon, 1-1.
Well, Gordon was the 2nd player in the country taken last year behind Justin Upton. Went to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Justin's brother, B.J. Upton, plays with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And again, that argument, do you take a high school player or a college player? The Royals ended with the college player who's going to get there quickly.
That one is taken to center field and deep. Tabata going over and can't get it and falls down. It rose back 400 feet away. Kendrick's coming around to score and stopping at second base. Gordon, he's got an RBI double, so he's now 2 for 3 in the ball game with 2 RBIs, and it's 8-4.
Well, again, another left-handed bat thinking about driving the ball to left center field, not being pull conscious, and the ball was tailing away, slicing away from Tabata in center field. We talked about the 3rd level of the stadium. Tabata's never played in a major league ballpark like this and had some difficulty picking up the ball. The other thing is he'll learn as he goes. When you're running to chase down a fly ball, you don't run with your arm extended. You run pumping your arms and only extend the arm at the end to try to catch the ball. He had his arm extended a little too quickly.
Pence down to third base. They hold the runner. Play made at first. Yunel Escobar, who just came on to play at third. Escobar makes the play from third base and made sure he held Alex Gordon. There is Escobar getting his opportunity in the field as both of these managers now try and get ball players in. So Edgar Martinez has 2 down here in the 4th inning.
Escobar, an interesting story from Cuba. Defected over on a boat, ended up here in the States, and when a player defects, when they end up in the United States, they become subject to the draft, the amateur draft here in the States, taken in the second round by the Atlanta Braves.
Josh Fields now another opportunity. Big cut at an off-speed delivery. He has had a strong day, a double, a single, a run scored, and an RBI. Got taken out at first base on the big turn he made with a base hit. But Fields is one of those many in the lineup right now, swinging the big bat. Chicago White Sox keeping a close eye on their AAA player, first-round draft pick who came out of Oklahoma State.
He was really interesting to talk to. He was quarterback at Oklahoma State, put up some good numbers there. Talked about that mentality. And as a general manager, I liked football players. I like guys because their work ethic, they were tough. And sometimes you have to pull them back because they try too hard. That's okay. I'd much rather have a guy have to pull in the reins a little bit than somebody have to continuously light a fire underneath to work and try to progress in this game.
You didn't have to do that with most of these, and you didn't have to do that with him. Gary Carter, in the days that he played, there was always a fire burning.
High energy there, no question about that.
Ferguson Jenkins, same thing, out of Canada. Great pitcher, Chicago Cubs, where he's most noted. That one down the line and right, headed into the seats for a foul ball. 1-2 strike count.
Gary Carter talked a little bit how he hit a home run off of Ferguson Jenkins, and next time up, Fergie took a little offense to that home run and sent a message to the young guy. He said, I don't think there's any hard feelings left over on it. Gary Carter, what a big part of those Mets teams, is brought in by Frank Cashen, the general manager, kind of that last big piece to their championship run.
Beloved in Montreal when he played there with the Expos. Fouled back off the mask. It stays at a 1-2 strike count. That 86 World Series. Mets and Red Sox. Gary Carter. 2 home runs. This is game 4. Over the Green Monster. It came off Al Nipper. The Mets tied that series. They had lost the first 2 games at Shea Stadium. Then went to Boston and won the 2 games there. And went on to the dramatic win in game 6 and then coming from behind in game 7. It's funny how baseball minds, for people who may look at it as a part of history and weren't there to watch the games or whatever, many people think game 6 of that World Series was the last game when the ball went through Bill Buckner's legs.
They do.
Many people just think that was the end of it. That was a winning run. It was over. That was only game 6.
Well, effectively, I guess it might have been the end of it. It took the wind out of the sails, although I guess the Mets came back in game 7 as well.
Yeah, the Red Sox had a lead in that game 7. Pitch is taken up high. Edgar Martinez trying to find an elusive third out here. 3-2. Runner on at second base is Alex Gordon.
Well, Gary Carter ultimately would like to be a major league manager someday, and he's paying his dues. He's managed rookie ball. He's managing the Class A level now. Yep. Willing to do what a lot of other guys aren't willing to do to get that big league opportunity.
And Fields will draw the walk. So Martinez surrenders the free pass. That is the first walk that we've had. We have a second one, I'm sorry. We haven't had we've had a lot of runs scored, but we haven't had the pitchers giving up freebies very much here in this game. Riley Fingers, Hall of Famer, great reliever, on hand here. He will be around for all of the festivities here in the handlebar mustache. You see that first coming through the crowd. And a strike taken. Runners on at first and second base and 2 down. Machansky's delivered a home run. It came in the 3rd inning. Got 2 RBIs off it. He has flied out to center field. Martinez delivery to him is taken out to left. It is shallow, no man's land. Gomes coming and will make the catch. And that will do it. But another run in as Alex Gordon delivers the RBI. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and a couple left on base. Team USA up by 4.
In an active life, athlete's foot can break your rhythm. Lamisil AT treats it 4 times faster than other leading products, so you get results on the bottom that work their way to the top. Lamisil AT. Go on with the rhythm of life.
Firestone Complete Auto Care makes it easy to save during our biggest tire event of the year. Choose buy 3 get 1 free savings on dual SUV tires, or choose any size 1 low price on performance tires and hundreds more. That's any size 1 price. That's Firestone Complete Auto Care.
For design to be truly inspired, it must be more than just artful. It must perform beautifully too. Now at the Infiniti Limited Engagement Summer Event, test drive the Infiniti M or FX and ask about our attractive lease and finance rates. But don't wait too long. The Infiniti Limited Engagement ends July 31st.
Hey, Mom, what's going on?
Hey, baby, how was Vegas?
Vegas? Vegas was cool. We saw Blue Man Group.
Oh.
Yeah, you know those guys. They don't talk, but it's funny. and they're blue.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Can I call you back a little later?
Sure.
Good job. Smooth.
Don't forget about us, Stevie.
With Glidden Team Colors paint, you can get the official colors of your favorite team.
Sir, you all set?
Whoever that may be. Exclusively from Glidden and only at the Home Depot. And we welcome you ESPN's All-Star Futures Game presented by XM Satellite Radio. I'm Gary Thor with Steve Phillips, Duke Castiglione. We thank Frank Wren, who's joining us, the assistant GM for Atlanta, sitting down behind home plate. Fans enjoying this one on a beautiful day at the ballpark here at PNC Yard. And right now, Team USA leading at 8-4 as they have had the big bats and using the home run ball in this game by Billy Butler. Kostansky also with home runs. Here is Eric Hurley, A-ball pitcher, on in relief.
Texas Rangers organization, 20-year-old. Pretty good stuff, putting up pretty good numbers. 5th-ranked prospect in the Rangers organization. The guy, though, that is part of his development needs to develop that changeup.
And leaning out over the plate on that and not getting to it. Got to have some base runners here. Remember, we're only playing 7 innings. That one hit in the air to left center field. It is deep at the warning track, and it will be hauled in. Good play by Butler. Moved over there and gets the out in the outfield on a deep fly ball. That's about 390 all the way back there to that warning track. And there's one away.
Well, Hurley's going to learn that when you make mistakes at the upper levels, you can get in trouble. They set up for a fastball away. He threw one inside, and Cruz drove one out to the deepest part of the ballpark.
Sandoval coming to the plate. He'll get his first at bat here. Swung on and missed. Sandoval playing at first base as a defensive replacement. And now on with an opportunity here in the top half of the 5th inning. A-ball. Swings and fouls that one off as he was late on the fastball that time. Pablo Sandoval with the Giants organization. He is from Venezuela. 69 hits, 270 at bats so far on the year. Only 1 home run, 32 RBIs. And that one way outside by Eric Hurley in a 1-2 count.
We talk about the internationalization of professional baseball in Major League Baseball. 45.1% of all minor league players are foreign-born players right now. Almost 28% of major league players are foreign-born players. I mean, that's an extraordinary number, and how dependent we've become on the foreign-born player and the international part of the game. In fact, over 33% of the All-Stars, 38% of the All-Stars this year come from outside the United States.
That one is a bouncer behind second base, cut down, and the throw to first is not going to be in time. Tulowitzki at shortstop, who just came on to play. Welcome to the ball game. Sandoval's got an infield hit. Made a nice play to get there, but that's all he could do with it. ESPN Monday night, 8 Eastern. The big swingers, PNC Park. They'll be here. Century 21 Home Run Derby. And we'll see who the champion's going to be this year. 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN 4 Home Run Derby. There are the competitors. Jermaine Dice had a home run today. He hit a couple yesterday. A lot of power with Ortiz, of course, has got to be one of the favorites. Ryan Howard. David Wright is going to come on from the Mets. Lance Berkman, Miguel Cabrera, Troy Gloss, Miguel Tejada, all coming up in Home Run Derby. And it'll be a full yard here at PNC for that one. And a lot of balls will be flying out of here. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Yunel Escobar at the plate.
So what do you think for the Home Run Derby? Who you picking?
How can you not pick Ortiz?
I agree, especially in this park, because I think it's somewhat more favorable to the left-handed bat. So Ryan Howard, David Ortiz, to me, have the edge.
I mean, Ortiz, I think, also has the edge as a true designated hitter because that's what he does. He just launches home runs. He doesn't worry really about taking a swing out of some kind of sequence.
If they put runners on second and third and 2 outs on the board, then you know he's going to win the thing.
He wins. 3-0 delivery on the way. Walked him on 4 straight. So Hurley surrenders the free pass to Escobar with 1 away. Runners on at first and second base. David Ortiz, the designated hitter personified, 10 seasons. There are the averages. The .282 average, 208 home runs in 10 years, 713 runs batted in. David Ortiz has become the quintessential designated hitter.
I mean, he's logged those numbers, and they tell some of the story, certainly, because those are very good numbers. But, I mean, it's the timing of when he's gotten his hits. I mean, he has been one of the best clutch hitters, really, in the history of the game with what he's done over the last several years in a Boston Red Sox uniform.
Taking over 15th all-time now for the Red Sox in home runs delivered. And here's a guy that the Minnesota Twins didn't want. I mean, it'll forever be talked about that way. It's kind of unfair because, I mean, Ortiz developed and became what he is in Boston. He might not have done that in Minnesota.
Well, but it's the arbitration issue. He got to a point where he's going to make some money. He hadn't produced the year before, and they thought, you know what, we can't quite afford that rate, because he hadn't given them the performance, and ultimately it came back to haunt them because he was a late bloomer, a guy that just came on later than they anticipated, put up the big numbers. But those kinds of mistakes will be made by small market teams because they don't have the flexibility to wait and to have the patience ultimately to play it out for another year.
Yep. Carlos Gonzalez, and he fouls that one back. Gonzalez is getting his third at bat. He is singled and struck out. Working here against Eric Hurley as Team World. Here in the 5th inning, trying to get back into this ball game. Sandoval is on at second base. He picked up a single. Escobar is on at first, drawing the walk. So 2 on, 1 down. Gonzalez with one swing of the bat here and make this a very tight game. He takes that one out towards left center field. May have been moving over. Center fielder, look out. Butler came on from left and just backed off. He's got his hands on his knees out there like, oh, that was close.
Well, again, they haven't played in big stadiums. It's about the sound and the way the echoes come through in the stadium here. And, you know, Maben, a Class A player just learning how to play, coming over. Butler's yelling and maybe not able to hear because he's hearing himself. So that's a learning opportunity for these 2 young outfielders.
And now we will get a pitching change here with runners on at first and second base and 2 down in the 5th inning. A lot of pitchers for both of these clubs, and they want to get as many of them into this game as they can.
Look like the nicest guy, but Brian Deegan's got heart. The kind that gets on a motorcycle and tries to make it fly. The kind that believes physics can be tamed, that you can soar upside down with a motorcycle above you on the ground closing in. The kind that knows that only the desire to win can overcome the fear of consequence. Brian Deegan's got that kind of heart. X Games 12, August 3rd through the 6th, live on ESPN and ABC, presented by Edge Active Care.
My new razor with 5 blades in it didn't seem much different than my old razor with 4 blades in it. But when I started using new Edge Active Care shaving cream, things really did change. Like my skin, which feels so much healthier now. New Edge Active Care shaving cream. It changed my life. I'm not kidding. My life.
Oh, check it. The new caramel chip cheesecake blizzard at Dairy Queen. Rich chunks of cheesecake, smooth caramel, and luscious chocolate chips. Sorry.
Top of the 5th of our 7-inning ball game. Team USA had a much more comfortable lead earlier on, and it was 7-2. Team World getting back into this, and Gary Carter making the pitching change here for Team USA.
All right, Smitty Bo, do the job here. This is only one guy you got to worry about, all right? Do the job. All right, work with Kurt, man. Get out of it. All right, you got, hey, first and second, you got 2 out, all right?
Just a reminder to make sure you're in the game. John Smith, Double-A, Indians organizations at Akron.
Actually started a game Friday, went 6 innings, so he really is only facing one hitter today. This would typically be his side day where he'd do some work in the bullpen. Tim Bogar, the manager, former Met player, utility infielder. He's his manager at Double-A Akron, and he said, look, give him a hitter, maybe 2. It's his side day, but what an experience for him to be able to participate in.
Valentin up, and this is a big at bat. Fouled that one off his foot in the batter's box, and an 0-2 count.
Well, Valentin's a threat. I mean, he is known to be a rip it and grip it guy. I mean, he is an all or nothing type swinger, and he needs to refine his game. At times shorten his stroke with 2 strikes, have a 2-strike approach. He's a guy, particularly in a game like this, he wants his name on the front page or the back page. He's going to try to hit one out of the ballpark.
Got a couple of runners on here, 2 down. The 0-2 delivery had to wait on that. He's going to get a base hit into right field, though. And that will score 1, maybe 2. Sandoval scores, throw to second, not in time. Good slide, stays on the bag. So it's a double and an RBI. 2 RBIs in the ball game for Vladimir Valentin. And now it is a 3-run differential. It's 8-5.
Well, actually got a pitch in on his hands a little bit. He fought it off, and he is a very strong young man. And, the ball up in the zone a little bit. He got a little slider, fought it off, poked it into right field, and able to pick up a run. And with this throw going to second base, I would have thought maybe that runner on first had a chance to sneak home there.
Yeah, I thought we'd see a turn at least to third base, but we did not by Escobar. So he goes to third base. Valentin now on at second. Potential tying run is all of a sudden standing at the plate. Solomon Manriquez will get his first at bat. You see the numbers that he has put up for the Nationals organization. Double-A ball. 4 home runs, 22 RBIs, fouls it back, 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Well, Manriquez is more of a defensive catcher, not really known for having a lot of thunder in the bat, but a guy that can handle the pitching staff. And if he can pick up a couple runs right here, we'll call him a hitter too.
Yeah, you got that one right, and he would put him right back in the game. Team World fell behind 7-2 after that big 3rd inning by Team USA, where they got 5 runs on 7 hits. But Team World has battled back here. He keeps chipping away at it. And the pitch by Smith will miss down low. 2 ball, 1 strike count.
What teams try to do is they try to fit players into profiles, how they fit in certain situations. First baseman, you've got to have some power. You need production out of that position. Catchers, if you can be a catch and throw guy, you don't have to hit that much.
Especially in this day and age, we're seeing at the major league level this year and last year too, the number of stolen bases has started really to take a steep turn up. And a lot of catchers are struggling throwing out base runners. Now, how much of that's the pitcher's fault is another discussion, but strong arm catchers who are good defensively have become even more important over the last couple of years. 2-2 delivery, and that's inside, and it's 3-2.
Now we've seen the cycle of the game. I mean, the shortstop at second base position has become such offensive positions now. And we had Garcia Parra, Jeter, and A-Rod, and all those guys playing short. Tejada. A lot of teams, it's hard to carry just that slick fielding guy anymore. You need offense.
Look at this. Bases are loaded. So Smith comes on hoping to face only 1 batter. He has already faced 2. And he gave up a double to Valentin. Now Manriquez is on with a walk. The bases are loaded here in the 5th inning with 2 down.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Carter goes out and makes a visit here. He knows he doesn't want to expose anybody to risk or injury, and they bought a little extra time there. But for Sean Smith, they don't want to push him too much in a game with this sort of energy and excitement to risk any injury.
So he is going to be coming out of there, pitching no part of an inning, giving up a walk and a hit, and responsible for 2 of those base runners on. And Team World will have a bases loaded opportunity here with 2 down in the 5th inning. So they are not going away easy. And we will get our 7th pitcher to be used in the ball game as Josh Sharpless, who the Pirate fans will recognize, is coming out of the bullpen.
Time out, Kenny. It's time to fight sports video deficiency.
Just log on to ESPN360.com and access a whole new level of sports video.
Together, we can fight sports video deficiency.
Log on now.
Growing up, the Boys and Girls Club was a safe place where I was taught important lessons, like being part of a team. Teammates learn to play together, work together, and stick together. Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs of America understand the importance for kids to have a safe place to learn and grow. Teamwork is what made us World Series champions.
And the White Sox have won the World Series.
Major League Baseball is a proud sponsor of the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Together, they create a positive place for kids.
Hold up.
I'm on the list.
Cox Channel 1 is the list. Check them out.
Go to Channel 1 for a library of new release movies and free shows you can start anytime.
One of the creators of Chappelle's Show and the producers of Chappelle's Show Season 2, along with the creative minds that brought you back-to-back repeats of Chappelle's Show Seasons 1 and 2. In addition to the company that gave you Chappelle's DVD, comes an exciting new event you won't want to miss called Chappelle's Show The Lost Episodes. What? The ones you've been waiting for, followed by new seasons of Mind of Mencia and Reno 911. It all starts tonight at 9, 8 Central, only on Comedy Central.
XM Satellite Radio All-Star Futures Game is brought to you by XM Satellite Radio, the exclusive satellite radio home of Major League Baseball.
Great shot from on high. Our aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear's new Eagle tire with Response Edge technology. And Team World making it interesting. There at PNC Park, our 7-inning ball game is 8-5 now with 2 down, and the bases are loaded. Team USA goes to the bullpen, and Josh Sharpless.
A 25-year-old right-hander got moved up to AAA just very recently. The one thing he's done, you look at his numbers, he's not given up a home run this year. So Gary Carter going to the guy who gets ground balls.
Who's playing at shortstop with the bases loaded, gets an RBI chance here and takes the strike. He delivered a double in his first at-bat and got an RBI. Grounded out his second time up. So he has stayed in the ball game as a starter. 0-1 count, 2 down. Sharpless working out of the stretch, and that one taken to center field. Maben backs up on it and makes the catch to end the inning. So a big chance to do more damage does not come to fruition for Team World. They do, however, pick up a run, and they've cut that lead to 3 in our All-Star Futures game.
Follow your favorite Major League Baseball team with XM Satellite Radio. Every team, wherever you are, with the new live portable satellite radio and MP3 player in one. Only from XM Satellite Radio.
Driving with confidence starts at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Now through July 29th, get $50 off standard brake service, backed by our 1-year nationwide warranty. From the brake pros since 1926. That's confidence. That's Firestone Complete Auto Care.
Welcome to subliminal advertising. Please do not blink. Subliminal advertising complete.
Extra Cool Watermelon presents remarkably long-lasting moments. For flavor that keeps going and going, try Extra Cool Watermelon.
Somewhere between where you are and where you're going, there's a Super 8. See you along the way.
right, we take you back to 1994. The All-Star game here in Pittsburgh featured 5 lead changes. Game-tying home run, 9th inning, and a game-winning double in the 10th. Moises Alou, the double. Tony Gwynn to the plate. Slide, Tony, yes! The National League wins 8-7. Tony Gwynn. That was the last one played here in Pittsburgh. Alou picking up the RBI. As we said, a great history of baseball. And right now, adding to it, our future All-Star game with the 8-5 lead for Team USA. 7-inning ball game. We're going to go to the bottom half of the 5th. The crowd comfortably settled in here and wearing their Pirates finery. You see the caps of the Major League caps of their organizations. For Giovanni Gallardo.
20-year-old right-hander. This kid has tremendous stuff. 124 strikeouts in 96 in the 3rd innings. That's A and Double A. Double A hitters, they're a little tougher to strike out. Sometimes A-ball guys can throw a breaking ball and easily get them. Ryan Braun, 3rd baseman, playing at Double A for the Brewers, says this kid is dominating. He just manhandles guys, has a plan, and he can execute it.
All right, let's see what he can do. And here's in the inning he gets to work. Replaces Edgar Martinez, who worked an inning, gave up 1 run on earned on a couple of hits in the inning that he got to perform. A fastball that tails inside. Billy Butler's gone the distance for Team USA and done it well. He had a 2 RBI homer in the 2nd inning and a single in the 3rd. 1-0 delivery to Butler and a little looper out to right field. That'll stay up long enough to be caught as Gonzalez moves in and puts it away, and Butler's retired, 1 away here in the 5th.
Well, as a reliever, always like to get the leadoff man out. And for Billy Butler, pretty good day for him. A couple hits, hit a home run, drove in a couple.
He will be very happy with the performance today, especially if the ball club hangs on to the lead that they've got right now. Cameron Maybin, he also has gone the distance in the ball game. He's had a single, 1 for 2, worked in center field. He's been busy out there. We were joking earlier about MVP possibility based on the putouts, because he made the first 2 outs of the game. It seemed like everything was being hit to center field to start the game. He's had a relatively busy day in center field for Team USA.
Well, he's a young guy just getting his first taste of professional baseball, and he has great tools. I mean, he can hit the ball a mile in batting practice. He can run, he can throw, he can field.
That one is taken down low, and Duke Castiglione got a guest down there, Duke?
Yes, we do. We have the world's starting catcher, George Gutierrez, who hit the big home run in the 4th inning for the world. And, George, you were telling me you had an internal conversation with yourself from the 1st to 2nd at bat. What did George say to George?
Oh, man, my adrenaline was pumping, and I was just up there, and everything was just out of control. So I told myself, just calm down and just relax and just go do what I do. And, I succeeded, I guess. So.
Yeah, I would say you did. Now, you grew up right outside of Toronto, did not play high school baseball, played fast-pitch softball. How do you think that affected your development as a baseball player?
It affected it to the point where I was kind of behind everybody mentally and didn't know the game, didn't know situational stuff like that. But it also helped me as to the fact where it kept me nice and short and quick, and just to recognize the pitches, because the pitching's so close, they're about 40 feet away, and then it's coming in pretty quickly. So it taught me to stay nice and soft and short and quick. So.
You are at AAA right now. Where do you think you are in development as far as the game goes, overall knowledge of the game compared to other guys your age?
I guess I'm a little bit behind, but I'm getting better. I'm starting to recognize what pitchers need me to do for them to get the best out of them. So that's the main thing for me. So,
George, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Duke. And here is Kurt Suzuki with a runner on at first base on the infield hit. Maybin again with that great speed. He's got a couple of singles in the ball game. Suzuki takes that one to center field, and I mean dead center field. Tabata goes back and puts it away, and the runner will go back to first base. Suzuki retired, 2 down.
We talked to George Gutierrez there. We see Kurt Suzuki and that at bat. And I talked to Suzuki before the game. He went to Cal State Fullerton, the College World Series champions a couple years back. And I said, as a catcher coming into professional baseball, how difficult it is for you to learn how to call a game and do it. In college, the coach called every pitch. He never even had to do it, so it's a complete learning curve. I'll tell you what. But it's now he's got to figure out. All right, read the scouting reports, figure out how I'm going to pitch guys and everything else. It's a real learning curve. A lot of times for catchers who come out of major college programs where they don't get the opportunity to call the pitch, they come into professional baseball and they can hit, they can block balls, they can throw, but they don't know how to call a game.
That is very tough to learn, and probably one of the reasons why we see so many major league managers calling games themselves now, including step-offs, throws to first base, and pitch outs. We see a lot more of that than we used to in the past, but that makes it even tougher for young players to learn how to catch. First at bat, Troy Tulowitzki, and I think I put an extra syllable in his name. Tulowitzki, sorry, Troy.
Tell you what, he's some kind of player. Tulowitzki, the Colorado Rockies shortstop, first-round pick. Last year, his first season, saying, look, I just figured out how to handle the grind of professional baseball. He and Bobby Crosby, both from Long Beach State, and very good friends.
He's got a runner on at first base who just might take off. Not running here. Big cut. And a first-round draft pick, 21 years old. 2-ball, 1-strike count on him.
Well, he's like Bobby Crosby in a lot of ways. He is a big kid. And, you know, the Cal Ripken-type shortstop, the very big size and a chance to hit for some power. We talk about it being an offensive position. He has power to right center field.
Tulowitzki takes that fastball inside, not missing by much. Gallardo that time very close. 3-ball, 1-strike count with 2 down. You can just tell he wants to hammer one right here if he can get that fastball to hit. Shorten the lead at first base for Maben. Still the throw over. He's only about a step off the bag over there with Sandoval holding the base. $11 hits put on the board now for Team USA. They lead overall in this series 4-3, the 8th time that these futures all-stars have had the opportunity to go against one another. Are you ready for the 2006 Major League Baseball All-Star Game? Well, you can tune in for all the action live from right here in Pittsburgh, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I live for this. And a great celebration of baseball for the All-Star Game, wherever it may be played, and here in Pittsburgh, a great setting. Lots of fans already in town. Runner takes off, won't matter, as that's going to be a free pass. So the inning will continue with runners on now at first and second base and 2 down. Team USA wouldn't mind putting off a couple more runs on the board here. Remember, it is a 7-inning ball game, and Team World has been chipping away at it over the last couple of innings. 4 runs in the last 2, and they'll get to the top of the order in their next half inning. Eric Patterson will get his first at bat. Patterson with runners on at first and second base, batting in the 2 spot. Howie Kendrick there had reached on a walk and an error and scored a couple of runs. Patterson will take the pitch down low for a ball.
Talked a lot of these young players that, you know, some of them just coming out of the draft last year. This is their first taste of professional baseball, and they say, you know, at the grind of the season in college, they practice every day during the week and then just play on the weekends. But this is different. Playing every day, the mental toll of the game, where you're out there, you have to be focused every day. It's not just the physical exercise of it, but it's the mental thing of being focused and the concentration. And what they learn is the best thing and the worst thing about professional baseball is that you play every day. It's the worst thing because you play every day. It's the best thing because if you have a bad day today, you get a chance tomorrow to redeem yourself, and you don't have to hang on too long to any negative feeling, any bad day. You get to flush it out, and you start to understand that one individual day, we talked to Frank Wren about this, one game doesn't mean that much in the scope of a career. It's just that day. What you want to do is avoid the lows where you have long slumps and prolonged struggles, and try to work through it to where you can keep that even keel and perform to your ultimate.
And that's the hardest thing to do, as you say, Steve, because of the length of a season. Eric Patterson up with a 1-0 count, 2 down. Runners off first and second base. He'll take that one up high. 23-year-old out of Georgia Tech. 8th round pick. He is the younger brother of the Baltimore Orioles, Corey Patterson, and was the Cubs' 2005 minor league player of the year. Patterson, a chopper, that'll be knocked down. Gallardo make the play to first base, gets the out, no runs, a hit, and a couple of base runners are left on. So we move on and see whether or not Team World can mount another offensive inning. They are down by 3.
Dawn Direct Foam cleans tough grease with hardly any water.
How clever! That'll save water for the rest of us.
And it absorbs 10 times more grease than ordinary dish liquids.
Is that me?
A pump of Dawn and grease is gone.
Hi, everybody. Trey Wingo here to tell you that mobile ESPN is now available at Sprint stores. It's true, the new wireless service from ESPN that gives you the most comprehensive sports content on a phone is now even easier to get. Go to mobileespn.com to find a Sprint store near you.
show tonight?
Game time.
Let's do this thing.
Harrah's Rincon Casino and Resort presents ESPN2 Friday Night Fights, Friday, July 14th in the Open Sky Theater. For tickets, call 866-468-3399 or visit ticketweb.com.
This summer, USA Network is loaded with characters. Sweet. With our newest series, Psych, and all new episodes of Monk.
I solved the case.
Get to know Monk at Cox.com. Check out interviews, previews, behind-the-scenes footage, and more.
Now I need something bigger!
Order or upgrade to Cox high-speed internet today at Cox.com and receive a $50 Amazon.com gift certificate.
You serious? Yes, I am serious.
Characterize your summer with USA Network and Cox.
I like it.
Take you back to the 2002 Futures All-Star Game. Mets prospect Jose Reyes, bases loaded, triple in the third, leading the world team to a 5-1 victory over the U.S. He, too, was the MVP of the game, winning the Larry Doby Award. Justin Huber last year. The others have been Aaron Hill, Grady Sizemore, Toby Hall, Sean Burrows, Alfonso Soriano, all MVP winners here in our Futures All-Star Game. And Pittsburgh's the site. We go to the 6th inning of our 7-inning affair, and Sharpless will stay on. He came on to get the final out in the last half inning, so he's going to work again here. Tabata's gone the distance in this ball game with a single and has grounded out. He leads it off, hitting 9th here in the 6th inning, and a big cut and a 1-1 count.
Well, with young guys, you watch them all take batting practice, and they can all drive the ball out to the wall. One of the things that separates young hitters from more experienced hitters, the ability to recognize a ball from a strike, a fastball from a curveball.
Tabata waiting on a fastball, broke his bat to short, not hit that hard. Lukwitz makes the play and gets the out. Good play. Great speed right there. And an important first out here in the 6th inning.
Now, Tulowitzki's been watching the game a little bit. Saw Tabata run earlier. We see him get it off the end of the bat, but gets out of the box well. And pretty good hands and some strength. I mean, that's one thing you see with Tulowitzki. I mean, he is a big, strong kid, and he has the arm strength to go with it.
So they get the out there. Now Anderson Gomes will come to the plate. He has had an at-bat. He struck out. Gomes working with one down, nobody on. Needing base runners, he turned as though to bunt. That will draw Braun in at third base. Braun just came on to play at third, by the way, as Ryan Braun, a Brewers prospect, at third. 1-0 delivery, big cut on that one, 1-1. 11 countries and territories represented by this world team. They've got the only player coming back, Joel Guzman, who has left the ball game but started. He played last year in our All-Star Futures game. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Tommy John, little help in the pitching department, talking with Hughes, who we saw earlier, the Yankee prospect, Philip Hughes. One Yankee, former Yankee, to another who hopes to be there. Good quick throw from Braun at third base.
Well, we talked about the top prospects in this game, and I look at the position players and the top 5 prospects that I think are coming out of this game. And you look at Stephen Drew, Alex Gordon, third baseman for the Royals. Howie Kendrick, a lot of people say the best pure hitter in the minor leagues. Troy Tulowitzki, we're watching him out there at shortstop. And Joey Votto from the Cincinnati Reds at first base. And for all these guys, you look at them and you see the clubs they're with and how ultimately they may fit in. Well, part of that process is, when are they ready for the next level? When ultimately can you plan on them at the major league level? And for each of them, development process is a little bit different pace, a little bit different time. But all those guys, I think, are going to be there at the major leagues.
Cruz at the plate, 2 down, nobody on. As flied out in the only at bat, San Diego Padres organization for Cruz. He's playing a double-A ball, 8 home runs, 49 RBIs, 285 batting average. And Cruz pops that one up in the infield, third base. Braun wants it.
I got it.
Tulowitzki will call him off and will make the catch. So Sharpless has a good outing. He gets to go an inning and a third and retires all 4 that he faces. It is 8-5 Team USA.
I'm Jim Cook. I homebrewed the first batch of Samuel Adams in my kitchen.
6 weeks after he started the business, Samuel Adams Boston Lager took the Best Beer in America award.
We have an employee homebrew competition here at Sam Adams.
People get better every year.
And that is good.
This year we're inviting homebrewers everywhere to enter the competition.
We've done it. Now it's your turn.
There'll be 2 winners, and their beers will be brewed from national release.
Get your homebrew kit and instructional video at samadams.com.
Just brew it.
Firestone Complete Auto Care makes it easy to save during our biggest tire event of the year. Choose buy 3, get 1 free savings on dual or SUV tires, or choose any size, one low price on performance tires and hundreds more. That's any size, one price. That's Firestone Complete Auto Care.
In an active life, athlete's foot can break your rhythm. Lamisil AT treats it 4 times faster than other leading products, so you get results on the bottom that work their way to the top. Lamisil AT. Go on with the rhythm of life.
Oh. Check it. The new caramel chip cheesecake blizzard at Dairy Queen. Rich chunks of cheesecake, smooth caramel, and luscious chocolate chips. Sorry.
Quikrete Concrete. For over 60 years, it's been used by just about everyone for just about everything. Quikrete, king of the concrete jungle.
All-Star Futures game with Team USA right now on top by a score of 8-5. We play 7 innings in this one. And Radamazlis Liz is coming out of the bullpen to do the pitching for Team World, trying to hold Team USA and give Team World their final at bat with nothing more than a 3-run differential.
23-year-old right-hander, Baltimore Orioles organization. Long, loose, lanky guy, long arms, long fingers, gets a lot of whip in his stuff as he throws it to the plate.
We'll see whether or not he can hold him down here as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Our umpiring crew today, Ria Cortesio, who works in the Sally League, is at third base. Umpiring today, we have a couple of umpires from the Sally League. Her 4th year in the AA work, has worked, as you see, pioneer in the Midwest Leagues, Rice University, with Lance Berkman, and the only female umpire right now in professional baseball. So congratulations to Ria, and working here at the Futures All-Star game. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Ryan Braun will get his first at bat and takes the big cut as he came on to play at third base. Good day for Alex Gordon, who started there. Gordon had a 2 for 3 and 2 RBIs. Numbers for Braun as he's moved up from A ball to AA so far this season. 0-1 delivery to him is down low, 1-1.
Well, Braun, first-round pick for the Milwaukee Brewers, played shortstop at the University of Miami, making the transition over to third base, and has befriended another guy that made that transition, Alex Rodriguez, as A-Rod worked out down in the South Florida area. Braun kind of picked his brain a little bit about what to look for in that transition.
It's great to have someone who not only plays third base, but someone who's going through the same thing you've gone through, with Alex having to make the move from short to third.
Well, it's even better when the guy can afford to buy you dinner when you're talking about it, right?
Can afford to buy you the restaurant and the city it's in. A 1-ball, 2-strike count, nobody out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And a fastball is right there for a strike. Now Liz comes on and gets the strikeout, 1 away. There in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
You know, we talked about the list of the top 5 position player prospects. Well, for all of them, the development process is different. When I look at these guys, I think that Stephen Drew and Howie Kendrick, they're ready. I mean, when the opportunity presents itself, they're going to be ready to be big leaguers. For Gordon, Tulowitzki, Vato, probably a year away from being there. And I think that's part of that, evaluating the talent, about how they're progressing, how they're developing and handling both the physical and mental adjustments of the game. And we've been visiting with Frank Wren, the assistant general manager for the Atlanta Braves. And, you know, Frank, from your perspective in Atlanta, you've had a lot of young guys come in to help your major league team. How do you know a young player is ready for the major leagues?
Well, you made a great point earlier, Steve. I think the players tell you when they're ready. And I think the biggest decision you have to make with a young player is whether they're ready emotionally. It's not the physical tools. The physical tools, you know, we can see that. It's whether they can handle coming to the big leagues, handling some failure at the big leagues, and you just want to make sure you make the right decision there.
Nolan Reimold getting his first at bat. Frank, what have you found is the best way to delve into just who a guy is?
Well, I think you watch how he handles even failure at the AAA level, how you handle failure as you go along, and does he battle back, and is he resilient and able to bounce back the next day? And I know Steve made the point earlier, we play this game every day, and some guys will bury themselves in a slump and have a tough time fighting out of it, and other players bounce back and continue to progress up the ladder.
You know, Gary, I mean, you find out far more about young players when they're struggling than you do when they're going well. It's easy to be a good teammate when things are going well. It's easy to be a good interview when things are going well. It's easy to be, you know, a good player and be a good citizen when things are going. When things are going badly, that's the challenge, and that's when players really tell you ultimately what they're made of.
Well, I think the one thing we've seen here today, that the veteran players, and I say veteran players, the guys at AA and AAA that are on the cusp of the major leagues, they've had great at-bats. They've stayed inside the ball. They've driven the ball the other way. It's been fun to watch.
That one taken down the line in left field. Gomes comes over and will put it away. And Reimold, in his first at-bat, is retired. Frank, we want to take the opportunity to thank you. I mean, I know you're working down there as well, assistant GM for the Atlanta Braves. It's been great to have a chance to talk with you about these players that have gone along today. We appreciate you doing it.
Well, you're sure welcome, guys.
All right, Frank Wren joining us from the vantage spot where all scouts live, and that's down behind home plate.
Oh, he's a former general manager. He's on the field. When I was playing in the minor leagues, he was coaching for the Montreal Expos organization, and he's been in scouting and player development. He's been exposed to a lot of what takes place at the major league level.
Ferguson Jenkins has made his way out. He's got a couple of other people he wants to get into this game, so Liz is going to come out of there. He pitched 2/3 of an inning and retired both batters that he faced. And now we'll go back to the bullpen and get another shot at it. 7-inning ball game. We're in the 6th. Team USA up by 3.
Follow your favorite Major League Baseball team with XM Satellite Radio. Every team, wherever you are, with the new live portable satellite radio and MP3 player in one. Only from XM Satellite Radio.
My new razor with 5 blades in it didn't seem much different than my old razor with 4 blades in it. But when I started using new Edge Active Care shaving cream, things really did change. Like my skin, which feels so much healthier now. New Edge Active Care shaving cream. It changed my life. I'm not kidding. My life.
Quikrete Concrete. For over 60 years, it's been used by just about everyone for just about everything. Quikrete, king of the concrete jungle.
Team USA with the 8-5 lead over Team World. We remind you that Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball, and together they create a positive place for kids. And what a great place for kids. So much to see wherever the All-Star game is played, and Pittsburgh's done a tremendous job with exhibits all over the city. Juan Salas on in relief.
27-year-old right-handed, the oldest player in this game right now, and he's a converted player. We talked about it earlier in the game. He was drafted or signed as a third baseman, struggled with the bat. They gave him $600,000, and they've been trying to depreciate that money back over time, and figured let's move him to the mound and see what we can do, and he has some pretty good stuff, a closer in the minor leagues.
Paying off right now. Josh Fields at the plate. Salas has not given up a run in 45 innings this year between A ball and double A ball. His ERA is 0.00. That's a pretty good return for the moment. The 0-1 delivery, breaking ball, is going to be fouled back.
You know, it's one of those ones you say, well, he's 27. Why is he an A ball and double A? Well, it's just the development process. You're kind of starting from scratch when you make that conversion. But when somebody figures it out at that age, they tend to get on a fast track. So don't be surprised if at some point before the year's out, he ends up in the big leagues.
67 strikeouts and 28 walks in 47 innings pitched. That's combined for both Double-A and Triple-A. Juan Salas, he's got 14 saves, has appeared in 23 games. Josh Fields, 2-ball, 2-strike count, 2 down. Fields has a double, singled, an RBI, and a run scored, and has drawn a walk in the ball game. Bases are empty. Team USA has got the 3-run lead. And here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and Fields takes that one down the right field side, and that'll end up in the seats. White Sox hitting coach Greg Walker talked about Josh Fields.
He's a kid that we're real excited about, and it doesn't take a genius to recognize the fact that he's got some special gifts. He's got unbelievable hands. The ball really jumps off his bat. We think he's going to develop into a guy that's got power all over the field.
There's a guy that knows, the hitting coach with the Chicago White Sox. That one's going to be caught on the line. Gonzalez hauls it in, and that will do it here in the inning. So now Team World will get 3 outs to work with in our 7-inning ball game. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Team USA on top by a score of 8-5 in our All-Star Futures game.
Welcome to Subliminal Advertising. For best results, do not blink. Tart and tingling. Subliminal Advertising complete.
Designed to be truly inspired, it must be more than just artful. It must perform beautifully too. Test drive the 298 horsepower Infiniti G35 sedan at the Infiniti Limited Engagement Summer Event. But don't wait too long. The Infiniti Limited Engagement ends July 31st.
Wow, I can't believe we're really going to meet Casey King. There he is. I wonder what he's like.
A good time to have accident forgiveness. Part of Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance.
I'm super sorry about your car.
Are you in good hands?
Well, let's take you back to We Are Family. Sister Sledge sang it. The Pirates lived it. 79 Pirates. Tough World Series Game 7. Orioles managed 1 run against the Pirates. Willie Stargell, 2-run homer, 2 runs in the 6th, 2 more in the 9th. Little insurance work, and the Pirates had their 5th World Championship flag. And the statue of Willie Stargell is right outside PNC Park here in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks are out there getting their picture taken in front of that statue as folks were around early today around the ballpark. A lot of exhibits. Obviously a lot of all-star merchandise to be purchased, and people who haven't been here before just enjoying the yard. So a lot of people from around the world, not just from the United States. Our aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear's new Eagle tire with Response Edge technology. Look at it just float on through. What a beautiful thing, eh? The great trip you get to take at a baseball game is if you're up there in the Goodyear blimp on a day like this. All right, here we go. Sandoval, Pablo Sandoval is at the plate and goes after the first pitch and fouls it off as we go to the 7th. The World's got to get it even here in order to keep it going.
One thing we've seen is Sandoval does not get cheated This guy doesn't get cheated either. Matt Lindstrom, big right-hander, big, strong guy. He's hit 100 miles per hour with that fastball this year. Pitched for manager Gary Carter down in the Florida State League, the St. Lucie Mets.
Sandoval after that fastball. He's sitting on it. It's an 0-2 count.
That's 99 miles per hour right there, and that's where the dugout they're saying, turn it up a notch, boys, because he's throwing dead red. He doesn't always command it, but you can get away with making some mistakes when you throw 98, 99 miles per hour. But if you find the heart of the plate, quality hitters can still do some damage.
Sandoval's seen a couple of fastballs, and that one he's got no chance on. One away as Sandoval's retired. One down here in the 7th inning. 99 you saw on the gun used here at PNC Park.
It's always fun. You start to hear the murmur through the crowd as the fans are checking out the velocities. And I tell you, it's one of those ones, some ballparks don't even put it up there, but fans love it.
Bruce Gossage going, hey.
Yeah, my kind of guy out there.
Tommy John, I never could throw that hard. There's a lineup for you right there. A couple of pitchers and a catcher. One down. Here is Yonel Escobar. Escobar, one at bat, drew a walk. All heat. You can just see these hitters on their tiptoes almost trying to get that bat started.
Well, they are. They better lay off that high one because that's going to be awfully tough to catch up to that. That one registered 101. Hello.
Double-A ball with Atlanta for Escobar. Fastball is outside, hitting .282 this season. A couple of home runs, 34 RBIs. What they need here are base runners. With one down in our final inning, unless Team World can come back in it. 1-1 count. And again, gets jammed with a heater. 1-2.
Now we looked at the top 5 position player prospects. Let's take a look at the top 5 pitching prospects in this game today. And some quality arms and some quality pitchers from different organizations. We talked about Philip Hughes, who didn't fare all that well, but still doesn't change his stock. Homer Bailey really came in throwing the ball well. Jason Hirsh from the Astros organization. Humberto Sanchez and Giovanni Gallardo. All those guys, some quality arms that are going to get to the major leagues very quickly. As oftentimes, if you can pitch and throw strikes with good stuff, you're going to move up the ladder pretty quickly because there's a lot of teams in the major leagues looking for guys like that. There's Homer Bailey.
Wearing the emblem of the Major League organization they represent on one sleeve. 2-2 count. Lindstrom has one away here and another big cut, and there are 2 down.
Okay, now that's not really fair. When you can throw 101 and then you gear everybody up and you throw a 78 mile per hour slider, a little breaking ball, took something off the slider that he threw earlier, you can't hit both those pitches. So if you can throw it for a strike, you're going to get one of the 2 by him.
Boy, Lindstrom got a chance to strike the side out here at Double-A ball. 18 strikeouts in 16 innings. At A ball this season, he pitched 18 innings and had 16 strikeouts. Consistent at both levels in that department, and he's had 7 walks at each level so far this year. Well, not a bad ratio, just not a lot pitched so far.
Well, Matt Lindstrom is Mormon. Went on a 2-year sabbatical and went over to Sweden, his grandfather's home country. Spent some time over there and came back and really was out of baseball for a couple years before he got back into it.
So he may not be as experienced, but his arm is young.
Well, he's at Double-A there. We talked about those top pitching prospects in this game today and their call-ups. And you know, you look at Jason Hirsh. I mean, he's 10-2 at AAA. He's ready if the opportunity presents it. And Humberto Sanchez, man, he's ready. It may be out of the bullpen, but he has great stuff. For some of the other guys at Double-A, a little bit younger, you need a little bit more time to refine their stuff.
Gonzalez gets a piece of it, fouls it back. 2-strike count on him. He's got to keep it alive against Lindstrom here, or this game's going to be over. Still only 20 years old. So he's got plenty of time to develop, even having gone on the mission and been out of the game. 2 down, 7th inning. Team USA trying to wrap up the victory here. 0-2, just missed inside. Chris Conroy, our home plate umpire from the Eastern League. Haven't had a chance to mention him today.
This game a reward for the umpires as well for their hard work and good work this year.
1 ball, 2-strike delivery is taken outside. 2-2. He's looking it over, trying to get on here to keep this alive. Valentin is due up next. Valentin's had a couple of RBIs on 2 doubles. Guitars, who's out of the ball game, had 2 RBIs on a home run, and he had a double and a run scored. Who, the shortstop, had an RBI double earlier in the game. That one's going to be poked out to left center field towards the gap, and this game is over. Hauled in by Buck, a 3 inning here in the 7th, and Team USA has come away with an 8-5 win, and Billy Butler of Team USA has been named the MVP. He had a 2 RBI homer in the 2nd inning of the ball game, delivered another base hit that came in the 3rd.
Well, good game from Butler, and also Alex Gordon drove in a couple runs with a couple hits as well. So Kansas City Royals fans, it's coming, but what a fun day. These young players, a lot of excitement, enthusiasm. They now have a taste of what it's like to play in a Major League stadium. They're now going to be reinforced to go back down and get themselves ready to come back and get to the big leagues.
And for Team USA, they take the advantage overall 5-3 in the All-Star Futures game as they win this one and put it away by a score of 8-5. Next on ESPN2, the 2005 U.S. Poker Championship. On behalf of Steve Phillips, Duke Castiglione, and all of our crew here in Pittsburgh, I'm Gary Thorne. We thank you for joining us. And if you're lucky enough to be coming to Pittsburgh, get here early and enjoy this great city and all of the tremendous all-star activities and displays that they have on hand. Don't miss the Negro League Art Gallery display that's going on downtown and at the Renaissance Hotel. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Gary Thorne from the City of Bridges. We bid you adieu.